solo for a while, mate.
Yep. No, I'm not. Gus is just walking. Welcome back to BCiB Premier League. Today we have the preliminary final between Deer Park and Melbourne Bowls Club, brought to you from Moonee Ponds Bowls Club. And one of the day commencing as we speak right now, with all of it to play for. Deer Park seeking out a spot in the grand final, going for a third premiership in a row, which has never been done in the Premier League competition before. And Melbourne trying to ride the momentum. They won the last game of the season to fight their way into finals, beat a Moonee Valley side on Friday night, and are now trying to be the upset kings. I'm joined today by Gus MacIsaac. Welcome to the broadcast, Gus.
G'day, mate. Sorry, I was a little bit running late. I missed my park out the front. They didn't keep for me.
Didn't put the bollards out for you today?
No, I did a lap, but I didn't. I forget how popular this area is. It's absolutely fantastic. We're on a parkland setting. Yep. Absolutely beautiful.
I came in from the backside of the park and there were picnics going on and a rollerblading club going through the back streets. It was all happening.
And we've got a huge game here today,
absolutely,
too.
Absolutely.
And the crowd has filled up beautifully for it.
Yeah, well, as I was just saying, all to play for. No one's ever won 3 premierships in a row, and that's what Deer Park's trying to do, trying to join Yarraville in the final after a big performance from the Dogs on Friday night.
Yes, it was a super night that night.
And we've had a fairly tidy head to start off the game. Players that we've got on this stream ring today, the skips battle is Mark Casey against Nathan Wise. Casey's rink includes Connor Maguire at lead, Larry Donoghue at 2, Brenton Coate at 3, and then Mark Casey skipping against the Melbourne rink of Simon Cannington, Ray McKay, Curtis Hanley and Nathan Wise.
And of course that Nathan Wise rink was involved in the last win that they had against, that Melbourne had against, in that great win they had out of their place in the first final.
Yep.
This rink was the one that was involved in playing the last end and getting them across the line.
Well, it's been the strongest Melbourne rink throughout the season. If you go and look at the results ladder, they've been sitting across the top as the year's gone on.
Stellar performers over the years, as you said, going for 3 in a row.
And Mark Casey's rink have been the same for Deer Park, that top performing rink. Big bowl there from Brenton Coate.
He played very well the other night against Yarraville. He's been a great ad for this side.
Of course, we've got our ITO here for the day, John Roberts, Bowlswick Hall of Fame member, holding up the 3 paddles. Deer Park's way at the moment after that shot from Coate. Curtis Hanley drawing up on the forehand here. He's got a bowl in front of Jack that he can land on, plus 2 others, creating a shelf.
Nice coloured bowls, those green bowls.
Yeah, he's using a Drake's Pride Conquest, is Curtis. Brenton Code with a teal and blue XG. Curtis looking for an extra 2 feet of weight on his last.
He's got a fair line. He's just got to run a bit. He's just... not a bad effort.
It'll be interesting to see how the players adjust early in this game. There's been showers around Melbourne from the early hours of this morning. And of course, in this finals time of year, everyone's on great greens that are flying. No doubt this Moonee Ponds green will hold up very well to the weather that there has been, but it could just be that, you know, half a second that drop off with the rain that has been around.
If you're reading Deer Park, Lilydale, we're just going to make a bit of an adjustment to that. Lilydale are not here today. But we'll have that fixed in a minute. Good shot by Case. Lovely weight.
Just fell down. Waiting for John Roberts to indicate still just the 3 shots. Now, I had the fortune of watching the Nathan Wise streamed game at against Clayton earlier in the year, and he wasn't afraid of weight, and sure enough, bowl one of the day with a target that wide.
Oh,
he's looking to clear through now.
Yeah, they like that in the area. They're holding one, Brenton Code says. Deer Park holding one, that dark bowl, black bowl.
It was certainly a comfortable space for Nathan Wise to be in, playing those up shots, looking at one bowl. If there were big targets, he never hesitated.
Is that Connor's bowl, the black one?
Yes. Case just turning under the head here. Had beautiful weight again. Not sure. Oh, he's turtled in.
He fell in, but...
And John Roberts has indicated it's 2 shots with that flopping that way. Oh, off the mat and bowls down again.
Yeah, that shot bowl's gone. Make it 1. 1 to Deer Park after all that.
Yep.
The value of a skipper getting an extra 1 in there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Of course, John Roberts, our ITO, they do a great job for us out here. Rain, hail or shine.
Yes. See plenty of John around the BV office, signing off on everyone's official tests and making sure that everyone's registered. He even
had a word to me before I came on air and said, no mentioning kiddies, they are Jags.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be very all-inclusive.
He did give us the word that was about to come through. He said, I've got a law book here, I'm ready to give it to Gus and ask him to tell me which page he finds the word kiddie on.
No, they keep us pretty honest. Good start here again by Connor again. Lovely weight. I was expecting a sunny day today. This is what I had in my mind, a sunny day, a 15, 16 second running green. I don't think we're going to get that today.
I don't think we're going to get 16 out of the green, but with the way it's been running so far, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still, up above 14.5, which, considering the rain that we've had, is absolutely understandable.
It has a beautiful draw on it, this green, and it finishes nicely always.
And as much as it may be overcast and a little breezy, I think that rain's keeping a bit of humidity in the area, and it's not unpleasant with the temperature.
Did you bring your jumper?
I brought a jumper, I bought a raincoat, I bought everything. But I looked out the window this morning and went, what's it actually doing? I'd rather be over-prepared than under. Good weight again here from Conor Maguire. Corrected his line nicely from a narrow first bowl.
There's only been no change to the Melbourne side from what they've been doing, so they've stayed very stable. But there has been one change in the Deer Park side, and that was just a switch of Chris Ball. Chris Ball jumped across, and he swapped with, I did make a note, Dean Reaver. So Dean Reaver's gone to a 2, and Chris has jumped up to a 3. So Dean's gone in as a 2 for Schreiner. And Chris Ball slipped across. They've given him a bit of a promotion. So they've just made a little tweak to their side. That's the only change.
It's one of those things that come finals, you generally, you've had a good side, you've found the mix fairly nicely, and you're in a stable place. So it's rare to see a lot of changes going on there.
It is.
Also good to keep rewarding good play of others.
Absolutely.
Chris playing well. And
unfortunately for Deer Park, Piercy's been out with injury, and they've had to make a few structural changes, I think, to their side. So they've thrown them around a little bit. A good side can always do that, of course.
Hadn't quite heard the noise or carry on about it, Gus, but on the first end of the day, Brett Spurs Rink managed to pick up a 4.
A 4.
So that's certainly a way to get the ball rolling for you. McKay just finishing a bowl and a half short with his first. Playing that forehand side, he knows he can turn his own bowl up. Looks like he might just hang out on that wide line. He is fighting the breeze there. And breeze coming from, for those that know the Moonee Ponds setup and general environment, the breeze is coming from the Mount Alexander roadside towards the Queen's Park direction at the moment. Not a lot of breeze, but just enough that it will stand to the occasional bowl up.
So it's left to right as you're on the screen that you're looking
yes.
A few
right to left from the back camera angle of the head.
Yep.
And Code looks a good line here. Searching for Ray Mackay's bowl and has found the hole underneath. Good intention though. Nice weight to land that bowl early. Of course, if he gets the front face of that bowl, he can get through Jack as well, where Mackay's bowl is there ready to receive.
Yeah, blue seems to be the colour today, doesn't it? Would have the majority.
Yes.
Curtis has been around this team for a long time. He's played a fairly good bowl here. Great bowl. Give these guys a track in to draw a shot, they will do it. We've got some of the best here, as we'd expect at the pointy end of the season. Just got to work a bit, and as you said, just holding up a bit on that hand. Oh, he gets a little touch, jiggles in. Second shot. 2 in the head. Curtis willing this to turn a bit. You know when you're out on the line, just not quite sent it. Of course, these two sides are here. Deer Park's here because of a loss to Yarraville Footscray on Friday night. They lost 75-84. And Melbourne are here because they beat the runners-up from last year, Moonee Valley, 77-67. So both earn their rights here to get a spot in the final. got great weight. One red. I'm assuming red is Melbourne.
Yes, red is Melbourne, yellow is Deer Park for the for the paddles that we've got coming through. Nathan Moore's playing the backhand here. You can navigate Curtis's bowl and see if he can get some jack movement down there, I would imagine.
Big shout of Leroy from the other rink.
Picks up 2 shots on the Schreiner rink. Mark Casey had very good weight with his first bowl. It's just a matter of whether he can get under that first blue bowl on the way in. He's got, if he can get onto Jack, he's got the blue in the catching position of his own, plus the black of Conor Maguire there.
Yeah, I think he'll just try and make the, he'll look for the trail, I think. Looking more for the trail of the kitty than drawing the shot.
Interested. Watching it all the way down, and off the front of Ray's bowl can pop the green up.
Move the green, but not enough.
I would imagine that's still going to be.
Yes, one to Melbourne.
Kane Hanley's bowl still holding the shot. Curtis Hanley. Oops.
He's got to come around that front green, I think. He doesn't really want to be tied underneath it.
Well, from the call, if he plays the forehand, that blue bowl of Ray Mackay's is on the
backhand,
way.
I think. Yep.
Interesting.
He's just looking to come around that. And he's got a bit more weight than he probably wanted. Good home. No more bowls to come, though. Having a look. Yep, one Melbourne, one Curtis Hanley. Good bowl. Some exciting games yesterday. We'll talk about some results probably later on, but the Prem B cliffhanger extra end yesterday.
Oh, it was at my own club helping out with a game that we were hosting and madly pressing refresh on Bowls Link, trying to see the result as that came through.
So I went into Bowls Link and saw that it was a tie.
Yep.
Does Bowls Link not show an extra end?
I think there's some capability issues with it at this stage about the extra
Yeah.
end. So it counts up to the 21 and then...
Yep. Which is fair
you've
enough.
Got to finalise the result afterwards.
Yes, 21 spots, you generally get a result with 21 ends.
Yes.
But there was a couple of tight games yesterday, just generally across the board, so it shows what...
Some of the Division 1 games were absolute thrillers as well.
Glenroy won reasonably, didn't they? 10, maybe?
Yes.
They beat Sunbury by 10 odd, 9, 10.
Yeah, Layla beat Yarra Glen by about 25, I think it was.
Yeah, that was one rink, I think, there.
Middle Park comfortably over Beaumaris, but the Pakenham Mentone game was a particularly close one where I believe there was under 10 shots in it for most of the day, and throughout the last 5, I think there was 7 in it with 2 to play.
Mentone have got to be congratulated with the way they've gathered together their season. They've had a great season this year with a couple of new players brought in.
And for Pakenham to in many respects get the upset over them yesterday and get through to the matches today. Of course, there's 2 matches being played at MCC today. Glenroy against Middle Park. And
great game, that one.
Against Pakenham to decide who gets through to that Premier Reserve competition next year.
Yes, the top 2 into the final get the right for promotion. What an exciting time for those clubs, whoever it might be.
Absolutely.
Connor's carrying on from where he left off the other night, so he's putting them on. Getting a bit of toucher spray.
Brad's done a good job and got us that graphic updated now, so it does read Deer Park in Melbourne.
Yeah, Larry just needed a touch more weight on that probably. Would have been good.
And of course, for those 2 games at MCC, we'll do what we can to give some live updates throughout the day. All those games being live scored through Bowls Link, which you can check via the BV website or go through the Bowls Now app.
Larry Donohue's been around, or Anthony Donohue's been around a long time for Deer Park, competing for them. Been a very great stalwart for them. One of the nicest guys in bowls. People forget that these guys play each other. They know each other very well. They are good mates on off the green. Compete hard on the green, but there's a lot of good banter that goes on in a game, and you know they're all out there to win, of course.
That's the thing. You see each other more than just the twice a year that you're playing each other
You
too.
do.
Be it tournaments, things like region sides, often playing with them as teammates in those kind of events as well.
Well, I was looking at the scores, the Moonee Valley scores on Friday night, and I see Dylan Fisher was playing there, and you know, like you're playing against your old club. You know,
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be hard. You know.
Yes.
More difficult than if you don't know them.
Yep.
They know you, that's one thing. But Moonee Valley had another great year to back up their first year in, so they've got to be commended for that.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things where you can see a side have that great first year, ride the energy, the momentum of a premiership the previous year to get up, and then when you have that grand final pinprick in the balloon that sort of deflates you, to be able to get energised and go again, it does create a challenge. So to find their way back into finals again, and yes, they've got an incredibly strong playing list, but to stay on top of that psychological battle and fight through that entire season is to be commended.
Absolutely. I know they won't be happy again. They weren't happy losing the final last year. They expect great things for themselves, and I'm sure they'll back up again next year.
Early signs are that Curtis Hanley could be a very dangerous player today. He's been the nearest Melbourne bowl end after end so far. But another nice little attempt there to land Connor Maguire's bowl, and
just been...
Brenton Code did a very good job there of trying to turn Connors over. Unfortunately, I think he might have just widened that target. I can see Nathan Wallace winding up big, clearing out Brenton Curtis's and Connor's bowl and just leaving Ray Mackay sitting there.
Yeah.
It does look inviting. He's not going as full-blooded as I thought.
I think he's just looking to maybe get down onto those bowls, Melbourne bowls, and maybe get the kitty back a bit.
Through all of it.
And it's gone.
Unfortunately, gone the wrong way.
Brenton Code's bowl.
Yeah, Brenton and Larry Donoghue
and Larry's,
as well.
Yeah. I think he was looking more to come underneath and get on the Melbourne bowls there, but he was a bit heavy.
Well, if he gets the jack through the window to the right rather than to the left, as we look at it from the commentary box, so the opposite of that on the camera, they're all Melbourne bowls on that side.
I can't see him getting it there through that bowl.
No. No, it was on before the jack move.
I think
now I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think Case wants to widen his target at all, though, because I think Nathan Wise can get both Brenton and Larry's bowl fairly comfortably if he threads that gap between the jack.
That's a good bowl there.
It is. However, I can absolutely see him picking that gap between the jack to remove all 3 away bowls. It's only 2 shots right now, but the 3 away bowls do line up, and they've got the next 4 or 5 sitting there.
Yeah, it's Simon Carrington's, is it? There.
Yes, Simon, Curtis and Ray in a straight line.
Yes, I think he
plus
might
the deepest bowl on the rink.
He'll go forehand. Forehand, yeah. Forehand, look for it.
Excited. Oh, it's just missed underneath.
Case might change over.
Yeah, well, if he can move that jack, doesn't need a lot of it, 6 inches, he'll be able to bring his first bowl in as well.
Is there room for direct draw just to trail that slightly?
All he's got to do is get under the
under that
shortest
group
bowl on the rink, and he'll be on a good track to that jack.
He's just got under it. Oh, he's close. Any movement there was good for them.
Absolutely. Chance to add 2 more into the count.
2.
But comfy 2.
If you're watching, or you're in the area, or you want to get down here, I know they'll put on some good drinks and good food here from experience. They do a great job down here at the ponds.
The smell of onions at the moment is absolutely intoxicating. And unfortunately, it's really hard to commentate with a mouthful of barbecue.
No, we don't get to... we'll have to wait for all that.
Strong starter here from Connor Maguire.
He's on fire. That's all you want your lead to do.
It's a tireless task playing the lead, but when you get a good one, and one that enjoys the role, which there are plenty of bowlers out there that don't. If you can find one that does meet those 2 criteria, they're invaluable.
It's a mindset, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because any good bowler can draw. It's whether you want to do the job.
Yeah.
And what a vital job that is for all our leads out there listening.
That's where this game's such a great one. That team attitude to be able to just play a role and support others, even though that you're never necessarily going to be the glory player.
Great bowling.
Look what he's done again.
That's just class. Simon looking at this one, he kind of likes it, I think. He likes the way he let it go. He just needs to get down. He liked that. He knew that out of the hand, I think. He is a super leader, Simon. He's just a guy that just takes his role very, very seriously.
And has done since he's come into the game. He's only been playing about 5 or so years.
Yep. He's been involved in all their premierships in the recent years. Look at this. Wow. Wow, Larry Donahue. You can see the momentum just changing up here. No one wants to be out of this game. Everyone wants to be doing something. Yeah. See how close to the plinth Larry can get. He's got enough pace to reach to the plinth. Will it pull up? Will it pull up? Gets a little touch. That helps. Good bowl. Gave it every chance. Ray's just got to be up onto those bowls near the ditch. There's 2 bowls sitting there. Just try and get up onto those and see where it lands. Yeah.
Trying to sink that blue toucher in, but it is risky given that Connor's got that black toucher up there as well that can get pushed through.
Yes, that's the nearest black bowl, isn't it? They're probably 5th shot.
No, the shorter of the black bowls has got the mark on it.
Yep. Well, he'd be pretty stiff to hit that up, wouldn't he, through those?
Oh, the track that he had, I thought there was a decent chance to back
the back
cut
cut.
it.
Yes, yes.
It's that thing, when you're playing weight, strange things happen.
Ah, yes. It's funny how nothing happens when you're not up. Other than a short bowl.
It's the hardest shot to play is a trail when you're short.
How's Brenton? I think he's cleared those bowls.
If he can plant Larry in and stay himself, that's brilliant.
What a bowl. That gives them a good 2 shots there.
And gives Melbourne no other option but to park their toucher on top of the other.
You cannot play a better bowl than that, Mr. Code.
Curtis with a similar idea. Again, that breeze just picked up that little bit and carried them across.
Mm.
And that could be a bit of nuisance value. There still exists a track under the green and around the black to sit that blue bowl in, but it will be difficult for Melbourne.
Just because you'd think that light blue bowl, that's the one. Just touch that. Yep. Or underneath it. Yep.
I think Case has probably got to be looking at a forehand draw around the front traffic and just stay hidden away if he can find a way to park in between. Oh, there's discussions about blockers happening though.
Well, he doesn't want to give him anything to sit on, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
I think there are 2 very clear decisions. Try and draw and park it between the Melbourne toucher so it can't get through to the ditch, or play the blocker and stop them being able to promote it. At this stage, you've got a really good one, a fairly good second, but the second shot is beatable, given that it's not a toucher and could just be sat in. So now it's about how do you protect those couple of shots.
Well,
I think they're opting for that blocker option. If you can park this on the centre line next to the green.
He's got to clear that front bowl.
Even if he flops it over, it's still going to create more traffic.
It finishes.
It's the weight they'd discussed. You can see from Nathan Wise's hand signals there what they're trying to do.
He's playing backhand. Wants to clear that blue. Doesn't want to roll that in.
It may actually help. It sort of gives an extra shoulder to use down there if the line's not quite right and get back to that blue bowl of Simon Cannington's. Matt Bouse picking up another shot. Superstart there, have won all 4 of the first ends.
What a player he is. Been a revelation into this competition. He had a bit of struggle on Friday night, not him personally, but they played on the live stream rink and against Craig Mills, and Craig got the chocolates. It's always hard to keep all 4 rinks down, isn't it?
Absolutely.
One of them's going to jump out at you. because they're all talented rinks.
Well, it's been a trend looking at a few of the games over the weekend that there's been one rink winning big and a few going down. I know that the game that we hosted at my club yesterday was 3 rinks up and unfortunately couldn't get up with the one rink losing more heavily. And looked through a few of the other Division 2 results and they had very similar scoreboards with 3 rinks up but one losing by, and sometimes it wasn't large margins. One rink winning by 10 shots and 3 rinks winning by 2 each and not being able to cover the 10.
Yeah. It's a game of bowls. It can happen. It's got to be a team effort. But if you can get hold of a rink, there's always a chance. If you can get hold of them by 15 plus, there's always a chance that can get the team home if the others do their job. It's case.
Still just trying to fill that hole to stop access of that blue ball into the pit. And he's played it well.
Yeah.
Just rolled half a roll further than he wanted it to. It's a shot that demands perfection from Nathan Wise, but he's certainly good enough to play it.
He'll back himself whatever he's going to do.
That's the thing about these good players, they just back themselves time and time again.
A little bit of weight on, looking to rattle up into something there.
Body language suggests he doesn't love it.
He's got all fresh air.
Another 2 to
Deer Park. It's a solid start. That's the sort of start they want today.
Well, across the green, they've come to play. Jumping out to an early 13-shot lead through 15 ends.
Look, I was here Friday night, obviously. There was a bit of disappointment in the loss, but they felt, I spoke to some of their players, they felt they didn't quite bring the game that they needed to win on Friday night, and certainly Yarraville did. So they walked away confident that they had some petrol in the tank, and they're determined to show that with this start today, it looks like. And Melbourne, well, Melbourne are just a force of their own, aren't they? They just have great belief in their players and their 16 and that they can get the job done, which they've done year after year.
Conor Maguire showing off.
He's flying. Notice the leads are playing opposite hands. One's chosen the backhand and one's chosen the forehand. That shows both sides of the green are working for each player. Both played good bowls.
And both are using the same bowls as well, both using XGs.
Very popular bowl, isn't it? Our Henslard, one of our partners.
Yeah, and we really should thank all of our partners.
Absolutely.
Deer Park and Moama and Dandenong Club, our streaming partners.
Oh, there you go. Chris Ball just pots the kitty with his newfound roll as a 3. He's just gone smashing straight into the ditch.
I thought out of the corner of my eye that was going to kill over the top for a moment there. It got some serious altitude.
There was one on this rink on Friday night that hit the pole of the scoreboard behind it, and it went ting like it was like a boxer's bell when they come out to fight, and it went bing.
It's only a game of bowls, boys.
Yeah. Well, that sun's just popped through. Makes it a bit nicer, more pleasant.
On top of the raincoat and the jumper, I do have the sunnies in the hat here as well, so we're fully prepared. Nice position there from Larry Donoghue. He's covered the angle where the jack's most likely to move with contact. Just looking at this start from Deer Park across the green, it gets even more impressive when you factor in that 4 of Melbourne's 7 shots came on one end.
Yes. Yes,
So
Brett Spurrink.
Yes, they've managed to win 13 of the first 16 ends as a side.
See those bowls just holding up on that hand slightly, just reluctant to turn with a little bit of extra weight. Larry's going to try and make a correction here. He's got to take about 3 to 4 feet off his last bowl. It looks better.
If you can tuck this around the corner, he'll be very happy, but I think it's just going to hang that.
He's played a very good bowl there. That's a great second shot.
Oh, if your two's putting 2 bowls in that zone inside, 3 to 4 feet past the jack, you're generally pretty happy as a back-end player.
Well, Larry played a lot for Alex Marshall as two, as his linchpin there, and he, gave Alex a lot of solace, I know, because he was such a solid player. What a bowl here.
Lovely bowl from Ray McKay. Slice the jack a little bit, but good enough for shot.
Be pretty tight, wouldn't it?
I think he's
got it. I think he's got it.
Our marker, John Roberts, has indicated that it's shot to Melbourne.
That's the great value of having our ITOs there to give us that extra look at it. They're on the job there.
Looking at having a discussion about playing up on the forehand. That bowl of Ray McKay's finished probably about a bowl and a half in front of Jack. Knows he can land the bowl and stay for 4 or 5. If he turns it over through the jack, you can trail it to those 2 great setup bowls of Larry's.
Yeah, look, at least he can kind of be up there, can't he? He's just got to come through that gap there. You can see the bowl, he's got to come underneath.
Well, even if he's a bit on the tight side with pace, he can get Simon's bowl through the black of Connor and promote that up through the jack.
So that's options they're looking for, aren't they?
Absolutely. If you've got 3 or 4 good things that can happen rather than a one-shot option on the other hand, then play that percentage.
Let's see how those percentages work out for him. He's just got to turn a bit. He wants to turn a little bit more. Lovely weight. They like the weight. The weight was good. He can make a correction on that.
Curtis now needing to give it a friend. Because it is looking very lonely there, surrounded by Deer Park bowls.
Yeah, well, he's left-hander, isn't he? So he'll go forehand. No, he's a right-hander. Sorry, I don't know why I thought he was a left-hander. Just all good bowlers seem to be left-handers, so I know Curtis is a good bowler. But he is playing his backhand on that side, we thought.
Another 4 shots to Matt Bowes.
Wow. And it's all been done fairly clinically. There's not a lot of noise going on. There's not a lot of hoopla. They're just going to come here and try and get the job done.
It's acting like a team that's been there before, and they're able to do that because they have.
Yeah. Needs to just... That's that black bowl got moved up. I think from his reaction there, hopefully that didn't come through on the audio. He didn't like that one. They have very high standards, these guys. So Mark's going to try and play a backhand. He is a left-hander and he is a good bowler. He's just going to make sure he's there. See what sort of action he gets. He's looking just to hold up onto that outside bowl. Oh, he's a bit stiff there. Yeah, he was close. Now for Nathan to try and add. He's thinking forehand. He's practicing it in his head, visualising the shot. Opportunity to add. He's got 2 bowls to add. And he knows the value of adding. Any good skip knows that.
Looks like Brett Spurs Rink's going to try and do it in big numbers, because on top of their 4 on end one, they've just picked up a 3 to now take the lead on that Rink. And get that updated in the spreadsheet for you on the scoreboard.
Ooh, just ran through the hole. Well, Bretty's a shot player. I mean, if he's got the opportunities and the bowls in the head, he'll make the play for numbers. He knows the value of that. Mark will try and correct. He wasn't far away. Wasn't far away. You can generally tell whether they like it. He's looking at it. He's really looking at it now. He wants it to get back. Yep. Gave a chance. One to Melbourne. Not often in a end you'll see just sort of something. Had a few cracks at trying to change that, and to no avail.
It was an interesting head. Early on, Deer Park had all the ascendancy, all the numbers nearby, and through trying to play the shots to remove that one Melbourne bowl, they actually ended up turning up some of the Melbourne bowls and created that head for them. Yeah. And it wasn't a negative way to do so, but just the way the bowl sometimes goes.
That's right.
Chris Ball drawing another absolute gem on his Rink in his recent promotion to 3.
Well, Chris has got a great pedigree for playing backhand. He played, skipped for Q when I was there with us, and he was a fantastic converter.
I was a victim of Chris's in his Q area there.
He
knocked me off in I think it was an under 25 Yarra semi-final, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
Another really strong start from Connor.
It's just been solid, hasn't he?
Just a level of discipline across the green that you're seeing from Deer Park right now, where they're just going about their business.
Lengths on these seems to be, Deer Park seems to be long ends, which may be a Lee Schreiner influence on the team. They seem to like to play that length, and they've probably gone and practiced it. It's a good length if you can get it.
Well, if you look right across the green at the moment,
yep.
all 4 mats are right
back
near the end, and most of the jacks are down towards the tee.
And I'm assuming largely Deer Park designated lengths. Something to note if you're a opposition, you always, if there's any opposition here looking, they'll be watching those sorts of things, looking for tactics. Tactics are a big part in our game today, especially at this level.
But also having a really clearly set game plan. Plenty go in and they just play bowls, but to decide, right, we're going to train throughout the week on long ends. This is going to be our bread and butter. We're going to take it to game day, and we're going to back ourselves to make that decision time and time again. And when we're under pressure or under stress or the opposition's doing things well, we know we've got that safe place that we can just go back to and feel really comfortable. No matter what situation comes in front of us, we can make this work for us.
Yeah, good effort by Larry. That's Simon's bowl.
It's making that bowl of Connors look even better now. Framed that target a bit more. Brett Spur trying to elicit some energy out of the Melbourne side, getting that a bit loud and excited.
Yeah, it's a good bowl there for Melbourne when you're holding shot. Larry was a bit unlucky to pump that bowl up with his last one. He'll play a similar sort of bowl and try and get to Simon's bowl. His pace looks good. Just got to hold for him. Just got to hold for him. Oh, that's a lovely bowl. And in a good home. Their job is, if they miss, they need to be behind in catchable positions. And one down's never a problem.
Curtis on a good track.
Yeah. They like it. They like it.
Down. Yeah, beautiful.
Lovely end. Would have liked that to fall back the other way.
Yeah, even if it stayed on its running surface.
Yeah, because it's just slightly fattened it up. Doesn't change the shot that Brenton Code's got to play.
The only thing with it is that the jack does need to clear past that blue bowl. It's not fully in front. Playing down that backhand side. Looks a fairly good track. It's got weight. It's a matter of whether it's going to get back to the jack or not, and it has. What a bowl. Once again, that brilliant leads bowl of Conor Maguire is just sitting there ready to catch.
You're never out of the game behind with these guys.
The blue bowl of Ray MacIsaac is also looking pretty handy now.
Yeah.
Land that shot bowl or both.
Ooh,
and
just rolled it
Ray's
out.
got the one.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Swings and roundabouts.
He wants him to come around that short blue. Try and get to Ray's bowl. He's wide enough. He's got a hold. Oh, it's ducking. That's probably just a little bit of weight. Well, it opens it up for the next one. And of course, it's like a chess game, isn't it? You don't always have to get it with the one, but the guys in front have got to just be building heads, giving opportunities for the back ends as they come to make the conversions.
That's the thing. You're all playing to the one scoreboard.
Yep.
You don't get scored as individual players.
Nope.
So can you play that team role and put everyone in that position to succeed?
This is where Melbourne needs to make some conversions. They need to make some statements about they're here to play. They're here to win. They're not going to let this game meander along and let Deer Park have it all their own way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it probably needs to start with Bryce Young's rink. If they can get on the board and arrest that momentum, change off that long length that we've been talking about and give those other rinks just a little bit of belief. It's still early days. We've only just passed the quarter mark of the game.
It's interesting, just in my watching of Premier and that, you don't often see mats brought right up and, minimum length ends. You don't see a lot of that. I think we might see some of that today.
Yeah, it's one of those things where often the skips are so good and have got such a full arsenal that going those short lengths...
It just gives them a free ride.
If they're trying to kill and remove bowls from the head, I know I'd rather be driving over 21 metres than over 40.
The one thing is that these long lengths for Deer Park, it is harder to kill because the kiddie's more likely to go in the ditch than it is out.
Yeah.
So less dead ends. You want to make sure you've got some back bowls. Trying to add here. Is he going to the back? Is he going to the back? He's gone to the back, so... He's got some options here, but he can't get through those two blue bowls, I don't think. Trying to get that kiddie back about 6 feet. We've had a long chat about this. They're only one down to Ray McKay's the blue bowl. Only one down, which is not the end of the world when you've got a fairly handy lead on the overall. Yeah. You'd be trying to roll that front bowl in maybe. No, he wasn't really committed to that shot. Sometimes you can't make something out of nothing. And that's another one to Melbourne. So they're moving in the right direction. The Wise Rink keeps it nice and tight. I'm sure Melbourne will be looking at this game going, well, you pick up a 2 or a 3, just win 4 ends across the board. You pick up 8 to 9, 10 shots. You're well and truly back in the game.
Absolutely.
So it's just what, 6 minutes of play, is it? What's the average length for an end?
I believe 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Okay, so it's in 8 minutes. If they're all playing together, you can get what you need. Stabilise the ship.
Yeah, just for a bit of around the grounds, Gus, for our 2 Division 1 games, fighting for a spot to get to the Premier Reserve competition next year. We have Glenroy and Middle Park locked at 16 apiece after 22 ends.
Where's that being played?
MCC, as is the other game, which is Layla against Pakenham, which Pakenham leads 19-18 after 21 ends.
2 cracking games.
Absolutely.
You'd want to pay an entrance fee to get into that one.
Yep.
You've got 2 games going on in that beautiful setting down at MCC, and it'd be beautiful.
Well, I can tell you, I played on the MCC game on the NCC green in a Friday night game probably about 4 weeks ago now, and it was absolutely impeccable. It started off at about 16 and a half, and as night games do, you get that little bit of drop off, but at the end of the game it was still comfortably over 15 seconds.
Well, you find that the greens, the draw on those greens never really changes. It might get a little bit slower, but that's a great bowl there by Simon Cannington. Yeah, those greens always turned. Your greens at Burwood I remember in the old days used to be pretty good like that.
Yeah, the old bent green down the front there, and we had the tiff upstairs, and about 5 or 6 years ago we changed that front green into a tiff now, and it's been running really well. We obviously had the Premier Reserve game played there Friday night last week between Heathmont and MCC, and that started at 16, and out of a bit of interest at the end of the night, 20 past 11, we broke out the ramp at the end of the night, and it was still running at 14 3/4. So if it's doing that at 11:30, you've got to be pretty happy with it. It's just a pace where you can play every shot available to you. I think that's what good bowlers want. If you can play a draw, play a swing, get around and under things and choose your weight and commit to it, generally the signs of a good green. I've seen Mayor Ingram in the comments watching from Fife at 2:40 a.m. That's a level of dedication that we love to see. So thank you for your support watching the stream.
Is that Scotland?
Yes.
I think it's the 4th of Fife or something, north of Glasgow or something up there.
For those only just joining us at home watching the stream, we're coming to you today from Moonee Ponds Bowls Club for the Premier League preliminary final between Deer Park and Melbourne. Winner of this will join Yarraville Footscray next Sunday in the grand final. Deer Park going for something that no side has ever done before, which is winning 3 Premier League titles in a row. Melbourne trying to get back there after a few good wins to sneak into the finals late in the season, and a good win on Friday night over Moonee Valley to get through to today. Yeah,
there's a couple of chances for some firsts with this mix. I mean, Deer Park obviously 3 in a row. Yarraville, well, they've been in the competition for a long, long time, and I think this is their first final, and could be their first win if they win it.
Absolutely.
Melbourne, well, they'll just remain number 1 on the bullet, won't they, if they win another one?
They've won 8 titles in the Premier League competition before. I believe they're either tied for the lead with Altona or might just be one behind. It's close in those numbers.
I'm sure they're all very proud clubs. They like to be number 1.
Well, it's a testament to their longevity to be able to back it up year after year and be around the mark, and have never been, particularly for Melbourne, have never really been in a relegation consideration over the years. I
think Altona's the only side to ever play all of them.
Okay.
They're the only side that's been in since day 1.
I mean, even if you look at the competition this year, I cannot think of the last time that Clayton weren't in there. It would have been the late 2000s.
Yes.
That they first got up into Premier and have been a reliable side since.
It seems we've had, 4 or 5 stalwarts, and then the rest have just been sort of mooching through there now. Of course, Prem A hasn't been around for only a couple of years, and Prem's been around for 20-odd years, 25.
I think this might actually be year 31.
31, it might be 98, was it, when it started?
No, so it was 90... I had this conversation in the office with Troy Safford, because of course he's played in many Premier sides over the years. Our understanding is it didn't get the Premier League name, but it was a Division 1A was a consideration in the 94-95 season or 93-94 season initially.
So they broke it into the 4 ABC.
It had that naming for about 4 years before it officially gained the...
It should be about 97, 98.
I'm just going to bring up the Bowlsvik website, because we do have on our honour boards on the list there. So the first officially listed on the honour boards is Altona in 96-97. But there was 1 or 2 years prior to that where it was a Premier League comp, just not with the Premier League branding.
And there would have been 10 in that too. There would have been 4 lots of, I think it was 40 teams, 4 lots of 10. And now, of course, it's just the pyramid at the top, the top 8. What an elite league this is that's been created. I just look around, the crowd has built up around the green, and I'm sure over the day it'll continue to build. It's close. Kitty back. Whose bowler's there? But
Connor Maguire's Oh, and John's indicating 2 with the paddle. So
Yeah, so that's
it hasn't even jammed on
Brenton
Kai's bowl.
Brenton Codes is just
The green and blue split.
yeah. Brenton Codes bowl there.
Nathan called it early too, about halfway down the green. He said, "Don't worry about it, boys." He knew he had the jack, unfortunately just couldn't clear. And if it had, Curtis Hanley's bowl in the ditch would have been another counter as well.
Oh, these guys are considered, when they play their shot, they know they're playing to numbers, or they're not playing to numbers. They're generally playing to groups of bowls. Case will try and draw this on his forehand. He's just, will it work for him? Will it work for him? Lovely pace. That's lovely pace.
He's been a very good bowler for a long time, Mark Casey, but his ability to just play the right pace time and time again is something I am envious of.
We were fortunate or unfortunate enough to play against Deer Park in Division 1 Tuesday, Pennant, and you had Casey playing Pidge on a Tuesday. That game was just a rip snorter, just went tit for tat. Case got the chocolates.
Bryce's Rink have found their way onto the board. They've picked up a 2.
You mentioned, oh, here we go. Oh, that's close. You've mentioned that he's going to have to be a leader in this comeback.
I think a lot of the time, the way that Bryce Young's Rink goes is the way that Melbourne goes. He really is a catalyst for this side.
And I've played in games where even if their side's been out of it, he manages to pick up a 5 or a 6 late in the game somewhere just to spur them on.
It wasn't just a 2, it was a 5.
5.
Rolling those numbers over.
Yep. This is the comeback. This is the pressure that we said Melbourne need to start to exert, not to give Deer Park the run.
Casey looking to make a minor correction on his last, see if he can...
Well, his weight was great. Will it hold for him?
He's just got that front bowl of Larry O'Donoghue. It's flopped up there a long way, though.
I'd like to say it had opened it up, but there's no more bowls to come. 2 yellow, Deer Park. The players have been out here for an hour or so now, and they had some time before, so they would be well and truly into their game stride.
Brett Spur continuing his theme as well of playing in numbers. He's picked up another 3 to now lead 10-6 over Lee Schreiner.
There's a lot of interest in all the games being played in these finals. Dean Martin's saying who will go into Premier League next year, who's going to be the Prem B side promoted, and will it be MCC or Fitzroy Vic? Fitzroy Vic were there. Both those teams were there, and interesting enough, in the last 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
So both have managed to fight their way back to be in a position to go back in.
Let us know in the comments who you think is going to get up. Will it be MCC or Fitzroy Vic?
Wonder where they'll play it. Be interesting. Played. Oh, it'll be played at Dandenong, of course.
The precursor to the Premier League final.
So it's going to be on carpet.
Yep.
So that will come into bear, I would believe.
Saying that, it is a venue that plenty of people have played lots of bowls at now, so both clubs will be very familiar with the venue and no doubt put some time in training at the venue throughout the week as well.
You do say that, but, us guys from the West don't go out that way very often. But, and we haven't had Deer Park to play on a lot, so that's carpet. So there's not as many carpet greens out our way other than, say, Sunbury. So the West players probably don't play on carpet as much as what you might think. We've got some pretty good greens out there, so... But I'm sure the Yarraville guys will be out there practicing on it. I was talking to Cohen Lifton on Friday night, and he said, "Give me carpet any day, put me on the stream rink." You know, like, they love it up in where he comes from. They play a lot of carpet. And of course, a capable player like himself, he could play on the back car park, I reckon.
The thing with them is they're so good now and they're so consistent that they may be tricky at times to play weighted shots on, but on the draw they're just so reliable. Once you figure it out, you're generally going to be pretty close across the day.
And it's something to watch out when you're watching the games next week out there. You know, the front ends do really determine the game. They really do set it up because of that very fact that you just mentioned. The skips don't have to go to weight. They're playing a more refined sort of game, more weight dependent. And of course, while we've been chatting, Conor Maguire just sneaks another one on there.
Who could have guessed that?
Well, he's just been there all day.
Lovely pace from Mackay there.
They're having a great little battle there, aren't they, those two?
Yeah, it's interesting. Connor's putting on like lead bowl for Deer Park. And Ray's going, well, I'm playing too and following you up. I'm going to make this go our way instead. And
Simon's not too far away himself. I mean, they're usable bowls there, you know, so...
I think the only tendency is we've tended to see that Connor has been in that one past scoring area, whereas Simon's been more lead drawing up to the jack. It's rare that jacks are moving forward, so it's giving that bit of freedom. And you've noted that in the way that the twos have played well. Larry's often been playing those position bowls in that 2 to 4 feet pass because he's playing that proactive, let's move the jack weight. And Ray's been having to play more of the I'm down, let's get a shot weight at 2. Lovely bowl here from Brent and Code. Frames it, but adds a second.
We mentioned the leads were playing opposite hands. Do you think just that slight weight differential could be because of the hands they're playing?
It wouldn't surprise me, given that Connor is playing the side that the breeze is favouring, so he might just be getting that little bit of extra ride down to the jack off that puff of wind, whereas Simon's bowl could just be holding up against it that little bit and not spending as long true on the running surface of the bowl.
And that's something the skips will be picking up and watching and saying, well, maybe it might be worth a switch halfway through the game if we want to change it up.
That's an interesting one. I've had a first-year player leading for me this year for a number of weeks and given him the freedom. Choose which hand you want to play, and often he'll go, I'll play the tight hand. It's easier. I can look down there. I'm looking inside the peg instead, and I'll choose to play that side. And about 5 or 6 ends in a lot of the games, and I'm happy for him to learn that. I've gone, I just want for 2 ends, we're going to try you on that wide side and see how you go there, and just letting the bowl turn back and do what the bowl is designed to do. And it's empowering to make that decision and learn that way. But going, hang on, well, there's 3 or 4 games now that we've done this. At what point do you decide that maybe the wide side's better for me to start on? It was a really proud moment in the final that I played last weekend that he went, no, I'm going to play this at the start of the day.
He's learning. I often find with some of the leads, if I'm skipping, I'll just before we go, I'll go, so which hand are you going to play? And they'll go, I think I'll play this hand. And I go, well, you know, often they don't pick the right hand, and that's just a learning thing for them. And it's for us to help them a bit. Sometimes
a lot of the time it's just about allowing them to be comfortable as well, find their feet in the game, go with what they've practiced on throughout the week. A lot of the time, you know, particularly if you've got a one-sided player that doesn't necessarily know.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm not confident in him beforehand at the moment, so I'm just going to play backhand around the clock or something like that. Allow those players to be as comfortable as they can, because comfortable bowlers play more good bowls. There's no hard and fast rules in this game, which is part of the challenge that comes along with it as well.
Not really, and the rule of going up and down one side of the green is not always the case on green. Sometimes it's around the clock, forehand around the clock or backhand around the clock, depending on the green. And if that gets the job done as a lead, I think that's good enough. Big bowl over there.
I think he's trailed that 4-5 from the look of things.
Yeah. And they're making a bit of noise now. We were talking about Melbourne being a bit quiet earlier. They have intensified their noise.
6. That tightens that rink right up. Kevin Anderson had been leading 9-2 over Jake Rinn.
So we were talking about them getting back within 10 very quickly. That's happened in a matter of half an hour.
Just missed an end there for
Spurry's up 12-6.
yes, on 8.
Yep.
A little bit of fun positioning this spreadsheet so I can
Yeah.
get it all
We'll
behaving
keep
on
watching.
the
This
screen
is a
for you.
lovely tight head here. Good bowl here. They like it. Ooh, didn't want to fall in. I think Connor's still sitting there as shot, I think.
Peter Williams in the comments just asking where you can see results. Jump onto the Bowls Now app or search through Bowls Link for the Div 1 games. Weekend Pennant, Div 1 post-sectional final series is where that's at, not the regular Div 1 section where you'd normally look.
Or if you're a technophobe like I am, you just Bowls portal results, go in there, go into the teams, click on the teams, and each team, you go into team 1, 2, 3 or 4 and have a look, and you can see the results being posted as they go live. If you don't know how to get an app downloaded, I've got to do it for the oldies too, mate.
Aren't you one of the oldies now?
I am, that's the way I go in. It's only because when you start talking about apps, when you're my age, your eyes glaze over a bit and you don't listen to the rest of it. But we are learning. They're up and about Melbourne. Mark Casey looking to put the stoppers on what's going on here. Okay. That Bryce Young rink, as you said, has got on the board there and starting to put a bit of pressure on the Bass rink. And it is all about pressure, whether it's perceived or actual. Melbourne will make sure that you are feeling it at all times. Let's see what Nathan does here. Forehand. He's going to go hard at this, I think. Holes were made for bowls. He doesn't know why that one didn't hold for him on that hand. 2 to Deer Park. Wants that to hold a bit. Pace is good. Again, into that scoring zone. Just a little over, a little tight. on cue, Simon giving his bowl just a little bit more of a chance just to get into that scoring zone behind the head. He wants this one to turn now, which I think it will. Yeah, good effort. Lovely weight.
It is the most space that Connor's allowed Simon a while to draw the shot, though. So
yeah, let's see if Simon takes... he just got to turn a bit. Two good bowls. Nothing wrong with those. Gets a clap from Nathan Wise. Larry's job's to beat him in there, isn't it? Even if he trails it, it's a good bowl. Yeah, Ray's rounded abouts again, isn't he? Doing a great job.
It's certainly been an interesting front-end battle when you factor in those opposite players from each side in each position, probably getting the better of their battles at this stage.
I often think that bowling into areas is like the AFL players kicking to areas. They do it automatically. They kick to spaces where they've practiced and they know, and they do it very professionally.
It's almost boring. It almost takes a lot of the romance out of sport of doing those things, but you don't get those big moments without that perfect setup beforehand.
It's a chess build-up.
On cue, another good one from Ray Mackay. Sperry's just drawn to within 18 inches of the ditch for, I believe, another one. I think they were holding a couple over there.
I had to look up and look to see if anything was really going on. I've played enough against Melbourne to know that sometimes you look across and nothing's happening. But it's something that they use, I believe. It might be in my own mind.
Again, with two characters like Sperry and Rue, Brett Sperry and Bryce Young, there's certainly some energy that can be brought.
And they're both next door to each other, so...
It's interesting how that sometimes works with those rink draws and how they fall apart. You've got
another one to Melbourne on the Brett Spur rink, 13-8. Just we'll keep those boards ticking over because this is really becoming crucial now that this charge that they're making is continuing.
Joker with another little trail.
Yeah, that's the second one. He had one down.
Did it for 6.
Mm-hmm.
Sens tucked it away for 2 or 3. Mark Casey calling for Brent and Co to run the jack in. Of course, plenty of traffic up the front, so it might just be the most direct route to get shot out of it. And if he does hang, he can get Ray Mackay's bowl through.
He got all of it. Oh, it didn't go through.
It's gone forwards and sideways.
Yeah, well, that's gone Melbourne's way. It's the bowl, Simon Cannington's, the purple bowl sitting there. Just one. And while we were doing that, I was watching Kev just find a little hole there. He just missed his target there. Just. And it's another one to Melbourne 2, wasn't it? So there's Brenton Code. Draws one for Deer Park. So there's a bit of a tit for tat going on at the minute.
Yeah, it's certainly tightened up. I think the lead got out to as much as
19, 19, yep. And just about the time we spoke about it, Melbourne breached that gap of 10 to 12 shots.
Oh, it's hard to keep a good side down for long.
Absolutely. You would expect that of this great side. Case looking to... Okay, that's all right. It's Connor Maguire's bowl been promoted to the back there in a good area.
This game feels like it's being played at a great tempo.
Yep.
It's very fast. You can look at the Brett Spur and Lee Schreiner Rink. They're already through 10 ends.
Yep.
We've only been going an hour and a half.
It's whizzing by, isn't it?
No, obviously, this will slow down as the game goes on and it gets to crunch moments later in the game in that last quarter. But this first third has been at a rapid pace.
Oh, what a great shot. Nathan Wise. Just to change it up. He's not going to let Case get into his stride. He's going to keep changing it up. And he's made 2 there, hasn't he?
I believe so. It was a great camera angle we just had from Brad there of down on that ditch.
Actually, the Connor Maguire bowl, the black one's probably second shot for Melbourne. And the shot bowl's in the ditch.
I do need to give an apology. So many years being on these mics with Brad there, and I've been calling Josh Brad today. I've got to break that habit now. So it was a great camera angle from Josh there down into that ditch.
They both do such a great job, almost interchangeable. Good effort here. He's just got to run a bit with breeze. Oh, what a great effort. What a great effort. The wind's just getting a little bit more blustery, so...
Opportunity here for Nathan to try and draw the third.
Yeah, he can't land that bowl now. He's just got to just draw the shot, I think. He's got cases coming in, though, on his backhand. Yeah, he's got to get through that gap. He's got to do a surgical procedure here.
Of course, with the jack being as far off centre as it is as well, the bowl will be travelling on an area where not many people have been walking and no bowls have been travelling. Jack's only 2 feet inside the boundary marker.
I don't mind the pace. It's certainly there. It's certainly there. He's got to get underneath that.
If he follows up, does he cut any out?
That was Mark's bowl, wasn't it?
Yes.
1 Melbourne. Great bowl by Nathan Wise. Get that bowl in the ditch. Pick up that 1. Keeps the boards ticking over, doesn't it? Five in it. Who would have thought that 40 minutes ago?
Say that, but Matt Bowser's Rink's just picked up another 4 to stretch that lead back out over Bryce Young.
Okay.
That's what Deer Park do here. They just find a way to just get another number and add some more scores onto that board. Just relentless.
Well, you never see the great race horses running out 20 lengths in front. They just wait for their time. They know what they can do. They know the distance they've got to run and what they've got in the tank, and then they do the job. So...
And if they had opposable thumbs, I'm sure a racehorse would make a great bowler as well.
Yep. Good bowl here. Geez, he's bowling well, isn't he, Connor? This is becoming a real intense part of this game. A very crucial part now, these two going head to head. See Simon's changed on the same hand?
Yes. Which we've been umming and hurrying about it. You've mentioned it a few times of being on opposite sides.
Yep. They see what we see, I'm sure.
Well, that wind has just picked up a little bit around here too. The marquee's threatened to lift off above the streaming desk a couple of times.
It's become a beautiful day. The sun's come out. The warmth. I put the jumper on. I'll have to take it off, I think.
Kind of just finishing perfectly on the centre line again. Ray on a good track here to get down to the jack. Just lands the shot bowl instead. Seems to be enjoying this moment, does Ray McCoy?
Yeah. Well, he's been with Melbourne a number of years now. Did he come down from New South?
I'm not sure whether it was New South or Queensland.
Yeah, he did come down and probably 3 or 4 years ago, I think.
I first met him in the old Southern Indoor game against the end, but
so
it would have been in the last year that ran.
Right.
So 2018, 19, somewhere around there.
Geez, those years do slip by, don't they?
Absolutely.
He's a bit stiff. Yeah. Look at that set of bowls there. They're not typically what you all around the kitty, but they're in that area we're talking about.
The weight consistency across them all. Something I talk about a bit, particularly with new bowlers when coaching, and they look from the mat end and go, my bowls are all over the place. And you go, well, hang on, we'll walk down there and we'll look from a different angle. And they've put all of their bowls within a mat length of weight, and you've gone, so are they really that bad? Have you missed your line or have you missed your weight here? And that's the thing, there's no more than 3 feet between the shortest bowl on the rink and the deepest as we look at it right now.
Which is not as easy as you think when you think about it.
Playing different hands, getting called for different shots, Breeze doing different things for each bowl. This also looks a good track to get down to Larry's bowl.
Just got to run a little bit. Run and grip,
Interesting, it's the shortest end that we've seen of the day so far after Deer Park had won most of the ends. Melbourne changing it up that little bit.
He's calling that the shot, is he? One red, Deer Park went up, I think it was.
Is it that one or is it still
Melbourne.
Ray's bowl?
Melbourne, Ray's bowl, yeah. Just ran out of gas that last one.
Which means no doubt Brenton here will be looking to land that blue bowl or trail that jack.
This is an ideal end. You know, you can just be there, land a bowl, get the kitty, get the jack.
Nothing in the way to navigate. It's just a matter of play good
Or
weight.
you could just draw the shot, front toucher, nearly. Yeah, when I'm out on the green with new bowlers, I'm talking about grouping bowls. I don't really care whether they group them all 6 foot behind or, you know, as long as they're putting groups of bowls together, because that means they're doing the same thing.
Yes.
That's when you can correct.
You never... I can't remember which coach it was, but in my early days I had someone tell me that you can't learn how to change something until you learn how to do something the same.
That's right. And bowlers tend to be infatuated by having one on. Well, and then if they spray in the rest, I don't think that's any good. Consistency is the key. Playing a bit of weight here. Change this up. Ooh.
Jake Wren just moving another jack on his rink.
Yes, we're starting to see a little bit more of jack movement across the heads. That's indicative of the good heads that are being built. Brenton Code follows this down. He's looking to repeat the dose. Just land on Connor's bowl. You're just going to move the kitty a bit. Okay, that's all right, they're saying. They're never scared about giving the shot away, are they, if it's to their advantage?
That's the thing. You understand that you've got enough good players behind you and teammates that you can take that risk and your teammate will be able to back you up and fix it if it does go wrong.
Yeah. Because that bowler of his now, although he gave shot away, I think, he's given him 3 in the head. And there you go. Oh. Oh.
Jake Rin's trail led to 2 shots for Melbourne, so they've flipped that Rink and taken the lead for the first time today over there.
It was 29-11, I think, at the worst point. So they've scored 10 to 19.
Yep. I'm just trying to go back in the memory bank.
Yeah, it was 29-11. It was 18 shots difference. So it just gives an indication about the scoring power of what Melbourne's done to get back into this game.
Case knocking up Brenton Code's bowl there, and that's another one.
That's shot. Is that 2?
That's what John Roberts, our ITO, indicated for us.
Very clever case, very clever. Never ceases to amaze me the shots he can play. And what a great job he's done at Deer Park to bring this team together and keep it going. And not only just this team, they've had a huge success factor this year amongst all their teams. Very powerful club. I think this is close. Okay. Connor Maguire holds the shot.
And Mark Casey will have a free hit with 3 metres to draw another. So
it's only one, isn't it? Yeah, because
just the one of Connor. Simon Cunningham's blue bowl second shot.
Yep. All right. Well, you know, sometimes you've got to sacrifice to have a crack, as long as you're not losing big numbers.
Nathan Wise putting 2 on the scoreboard before Mark Casey let go of his bowl.
Out of respect, you know, he's not going to miss this, you know.
Yeah. Pretty easy one to work that one out.
Mind you, how many times do you see at a lower level those opportunities missed?
Oh, absolutely.
You know. So it just keeps the scoreboard ticking over for Deer Park on this rink, on the stream rink.
Sure enough, Deer Park win the end and go straight back to that long length that they'd been playing before. Perfectly rolled jack, tee to tee.
Connor, another great position bowl. It's like a metronome, isn't he? He's just tick, 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 tick.
Absolutely.
Fine performance.
Oh, look who's just walked in the building. corner of the gate, our CEO, Tony Sherderwill, down here for the day.
Well, he's a great observer and purveyor of bowls. He's probably just down here for the enjoyment.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure there's a day where Tony's not working on the game of bowls while the season's running.
Certainly seen some messages come through at random times where you can tell that the brain's just firing at unusual hours.
Oh, yeah. I sent him a message yesterday without notice message and got a response back within 20 minutes. So he's always thinking, as we all are, make this game better. If you could make the game of bowls better, it's just a great game in itself. Simon won't be too happy with that. I know he's behind, but there's a time there where you want to start beating your opponent. He put his hand up, and it's got value there, but he knows his responsibility is to start to get inside Conor Maguire. I mean, there comes a time, isn't there?
Well, there's an added element to that, and it's not just about his ability to beat Conor. It's taking some of the pressure off Ray, because while Ray's been playing really well, he's been doing it because he's absolutely had to. And being able to alleviate some of that pressure and go, hey mate, you can have an end or two where you're allowed to miss and you can take a breath and not feel that pressure yourself.
I actually have a term for it. It's called, when this is happening and I'm playing lead, it's called reverse leading, where the lead's playing the twos role and the two becomes the leader. There's nothing wrong with how you do it. Really, as long as it's done by both of them in conjunction with each other.
And that's the thing, I'm a strong advocate of that, where I know at my club this year we assessed our front ends as a pairing together. We went through and went, how well did you back each other up? And
it's as a complete... wow. Yeah, gets a big thumbs up from Nathan. It makes that back bowl of Simon's look pretty good now.
Yes, absolutely.
That's that's one. They've got one on and one behind now. Job done.
It's also going to force Deer Park to be pretty specific with their weight.
Big bowl, Jack. Jack Wren playing some big bowls, trails. He's playing some drives on the next rink. Gets a high five from Bryce Young, comes across. Good teamwork. Just got a feeling this game is just going to go down to the wire. You can just sense it.
Looking at the head on the Bryce Young and Matt Bouse rink, it looks like Melbourne are holding a good number at the moment too. He's just trailed the jack a little bit too far away and removed what was the number, I believe.
Positive bowls.
Kevin Anderson playing weight on the rink next door.
Yeah, Kevy takes a good bowl and gets one.
Leaves Winston Brackley's white bowl remaining, but each of the skips there have a bowl to play still.
Yes, they've got a bit more room now. What goes on here? I don't even know who's holding shot there. It's pretty tight. Connor?
I think Deer Park can play it fairly confidently. The blue bowl that appears on your screen now, about a foot shy of it, you can make contact through that. And pop Larry's bowl through Ray Mackay's blue that's on the jack, make a couple.
They just don't want. They won't get kiddie movement there either, because both those bowls will go.
Yep. 2 or 3 feet away if you Deer Park through that short bowl and pop the Melbourne nearest bowl away to make 2.
So you think Melbourne are holding?
I'm not sure, but I think it's the right shot to play either way.
Yeah, true. Sometimes it doesn't matter, does it?
No. He's not sure he's got the weight to rock that bowl all the way up there.
I think he wants something about 2 foot behind. It's nearly there.
know it's a tight head when they're spending that long looking at it, making their decisions. Where's it going? What angle is it going to pop at?
Well, there's no... Melbourne don't mind if the kitty goes back, but there's no guarantee. There's a bit of conjecture whether it'll move or not. And if they're holding, why would you play the shot? Big noise for Bryce Young's Rink. Big high fives going around.
I believe he's just trailed it away for one, Bryce Young. Kevin and Anderson trying to draw another shot on the rink next door as well, and he sat their own bowl into the ditch.
Curtis looking at this. He's just trying to just gently draw up. Here we go.
Oh, unlucky, but played the shot that needed to be played.
Yeah.
They've made it a much more definite who's holding now, and sometimes that clarity alone about how to play
one
is
Deer
what
Park.
you see.
Deer Park have only got to worry about the bowl and the plinth now, I think. And that's what they're going to cover. You go into defence mode. Because Simon Carrington's bowl has become a very powerful bowl back there now.
Absolutely.
Brent doesn't like it.
If he lands that Ray Mackay bowl, though, that's... Oh, just got the wrong side of it.
That was... And that's a touch of that bowl, too.
Yes.
He touched. Yeah, it's another one back there. It's not a bad head for Melbourne, even though they're lying down, one down. Is that kitty locked in there? Will it go back now? No. Yeah.
It's so hard to tell. I think there's only maybe an inch and a half gap between the back of the jack and that Melbourne bowl.
Well, I think Thumper's last bowl's probably in a good home out there, because that's where it's probably going. That probably was an insurance bowl. It's certainly not going back direct now. Case is playing something in between, just trying to draw up through this gap.
Tell you what, it's on
he
a
got the
beautiful
run?
track.
He's got a lovely track. It's got the run. Oh. Okay. If he hits this hard, it kills. I think it could lodge.
At one down, do you kill it though?
No.
I mean, it's 5 on the big board.
No. No, they'll be happy how their progression has been. He's playing a little bit of weight. And it goes forward. It wasn't going back.
For 1, 2?
Well,
the green bowl is...
green bowl is shot. That's...
did it keep going far enough forward?
Curtis...
It's Mark Casey's bowl.
I think it's one Melbourne. Yep. One Melbourne. Curtis Hanley's bowl. I think Case will draw this. He'll land his bowl for shot, or he'll draw the shot. Just needs to touch off his own bowl. He doesn't miss these. He doesn't miss these. Don't make a liar of me, Case. Don't make a liar of me. Thanks, mate. But you know, you can bank with these guys. They are just dependable.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I'd be putting my money in. I'd invest with them. All of them. Every player on this green. Superstars.
The question is, can Nathan Wise move the jack 1 foot? He's got a 1 foot trail for 4 there on offering.
Oh, okay.
Both of Curtis's bowls bring in...
Is that on the backhand?
Yep. Simon Cunningham's bowl. If he can move wedge it just right.
He's almost got a smile on his face. He's like, I don't get opportunities like this every day.
No, it's set up nicely.
Yeah.
Lands the shot bowl, then he gets 1 as well.
He's a bit heavy.
Just heavy, but can he edge?
Yeah.
Not quite.
He's saying that did move. Well, bowls are not moving on that hand at that weight. Yeah, he didn't think he was wide. So, is that the weight he wanted?
He's just said that it was holding at 12 foot out.
Right.
I thought it was far more.
So anything
there was
back
a
would have been
shot where
good.
If he got the bowl clean and hung around, he could have made 3. I was looking at the absolute shot to make the 4. The super trail.
So we're well and truly into the second half of the game. Can Conor Maguire continue this great form of putting them close?
I hope so, because it's been fun for me
It
to
has
watch.
been. I'm learning something. How to draw, but give your bowl a chance.
I'm learning I need to practice more, Gus.
Yeah, well, you've got to have time. Or make the time. Yeah, Simon's following. So I reckon Simon's going backhand around the clock now, from what I've seen. So he's trying to find a way. It's no use doing the same thing time and time again if it's not quite working for you. This gives his bowl a chance. Good home. And we're going to get some score updates from the Prem B Divi 1 finals going on. We'll bring those to you soon, the end of this end. Okay.
With the 2 games underway at MCC, both just crossed the halfway mark. Glenroy leads Middle Park 31-30 on 42 ends. And Laylaw have pushed out a little bit to lead 45-31 after 43 ends over Pakenham now.
That Glenroy and Middle Park have been standout sides this year. Middle Park, I think they didn't lose a game.
No, they went through undefeated.
Glenroy did lose because I know Yarraville beat them in the second last game. So they did lose some games, but they didn't have all their players all year. They have a few players that come in and out of that side.
No, and of course they also lost the first final, the semi-final to Sunbury, and then came back and bounced back yesterday to beat. In the grand final yesterday,
and turn the tables on the team. So
Ray on a good track again.
Yeah, Ray's been outstanding. Oh, make a liar of me. Good effort. Easy to do. I mean, this is ditch to ditch.
Yep. And with Simon having a bowl a foot past, the jack having already moved off the tee, you've got a little bit of that licence to really try and win the end early.
What's going on here? Just about every rink's ditch to ditch, except one of them slightly shorter, not marginally. They couldn't possibly have the same game plan, could they? It wouldn't be allowed.
Hey, I like that game plan you're doing. Maybe I'll try it sometime.
Yeah, it's working. Well, the green's running so well. The long end's not really. It's just a matter of taking the correct grass. The bowl's travelling very gingerly over the top of the grass. No one's going to throw their arm out, I don't think, on this green. Another one to Melbourne on the Kevy Rink. Jack Crane's Rink. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having a laugh and a smile. Very talented player, Curtis Hanley is. He's been doing it for a while. Good looking bowl here. Good looking bowl here. Just looks a little bit worn at the ends of these greens. Just gets into that yellowy stuff there and probably just runs a little bit more than you think.
Yeah, it's trended a lot of places that you go on the greens. Obviously, it's where everyone's standing up and stepping down off the green.
Yeah.
Spend lots of time standing there throughout the game.
See if this runs. See that carry? Yep.
Might just turtle off Larry's bowl.
It's close, that's shot. 2.
Brendan Elliott in the chat telling us that the Mornington Peninsula Grand Final is going on with Frankston leading Coringal 26-19 at the moment. Game being played at Balnarring.
That'd be a cracker down there.
Curtis with a very good bowl here.
He wants it to fall down. It fell down. If he fall down, it would have made 3 nearly.
Well, it's forcing Mark Casey to be perfect here because everything past the jack is Melbourne. He can sit the bowl or trail it himself, but doesn't want to get jammed on anything and make it 2 shots worse. It's actually,
this is something for those newer bowlers. He'd probably like to almost play their shot, play the trail before they do.
Yes.
You play if they trail it, they get 4. If you trail it, you could go 1 down, maybe 2 down, but you're not going to be 4 down. Sounds funny, but sometimes it's better to give it away.
That's Ray Mackay's bowl that he's promoting there. And now Nathan Wallace is looking at that with a big appetite. That is beautiful if you're holding and can make a number.
He's not short. They like it. It's not short. It's got a break now. Wow. What have they got there? 2.
2 with 3 very hungry catches.
Mark's got to not play their shot, but he's got to probably move that kitty before they do.
It's either play that or he has to get the position.
He can't go at the kitty direct because he might get off the bowl and not get it. You can feel the breeze at our backs, which is left to right on the screen from behind. Or it's right to left behind Mark.
Looking at the corner flags,
it's sort of
pushing into where the bowl would need to turn towards in its last little part of the journey.
It will carry it towards the head. And he's playing a little bit more weight. And he's taking a shorter route.
Waiting for it to get down. If he can plant the back bowls through. There's a big shot on the offering here for Nathan Wise. Can he get down and trail that jack for 6?
This will bring the house down.
Well, not only that, if you look at the big board right now, it'll bring it back to all square.
Yep. I mean, because Casey's been eking out a little lead here, well, this is a chance for Nathan to really even up the ledger.
In fact, forget that. Brett Spurs just picked up another one. So if he plays this bowl to perfection, it's for the overall lead. they're watching closely.
He's tight enough. It's
He's
going
in
to
a good
hold.
area.
He's got
He
it.
got that through the jack.
He's got it.
Made 5, I would imagine.
I think he learned from the last end where he overplayed the bowl on that hand, and that time he decided to trust it, and it hung on and back cut the bowl onto the kitty for a big 5. We have a game. We had a game. We're in a game.
It's like it was happening in slow motion. We called it early. It was just Deer Park with a few unforced errors there, not able to cover it throughout the end. Setup always had that risk of happening.
So that's 20 shots being scored by Deer Park to 38 shots to Melbourne. So they've doubled their work rate, and subsequently they have tied the game up.
Now, for those that haven't been here throughout the first part of the game,
big bowl again for Melbourne by Jack Rand on the next Rink. What do he make? No, killed it.
Killed it.
Sorry, mate.
For those only just joining us, it may be a 49-hole ball game, but you've missed plenty. Through the first couple of hours, we've had Deer Park push out to a 20-odd shot lead, and Melbourne slowly start pegging it back. At one point, Matt Bouse was leading his Rink 10-zip, and now that's 15-10. Brett Spur's been playing in numbers. 4s and 3s all over the place. And after a 5 on that last end, we're now all square with on the masterboard between Deer Park and Melbourne. Of course, all of this streaming being brought to you by our streaming partners, Dandenong Club and Moama. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad that we've got them, because that's my reason for being here today, and I am having a good time, Gus.
I'd rather be nowhere else but here. I wouldn't mind having a hamburger in my hand or something like that, but I can't eat and talk.
Those onions are still getting to you too, are they?
Yeah, but I'm sure I'll get a lot of comments about that.
Saying that, Mooney Pond's our host club for the day, putting on a great show. Plenty of spectators down here, barbecues, cooking, the bars selling plenty, and a great game of bowls to boot. Ray on a good looking track. I'm not sure whether he's got the full journey up to land that ball of Simons through. No. Good head building. We've just seen a little bit of drop off in Connor in the last couple of ends, which understandable. He was
he's playing
hardly
such a high
outside of
level.
the foot in the first 10 ends.
Yeah.
And that's not to say he's bowling badly now. He's got one bowler Matt went past and another that can't be more than 2.5 feet away. Just a little bit of breathing space that didn't exist, and sure enough, Larry Donahue arrives on time and trails it right back to him. Matt Bouse has just drawn to an inch on their Rink. The volume, the atmosphere, it's all increasing here right now.
It's really
with
weird.
The tension of the game.
I looked up Anthony Donahue's on the mat. I was about to say, guys like him will just step up now, and sure enough, that's what he did on cue.
Well, you were talking about it just before, those front ends working together.
Yeah.
We've seen Larry be a little bit quiet throughout the game, and Connor really leading the way for their front end. And
as soon as
Connor misses by a little bit, and Larry goes, hang on, mate, I've got your back.
Yeah.
Let me support you here the best way that I can.
And when you get them both do it together, that's where you get the numbers that we just saw in Melbourne. You pick up numbers. See if Larry can repeat the dose. Just needs to run a bit. Run and pull, run and pull. Yeah, not a bad effort. We were talking about stability in teams and the stability of these two teams. I did have a look at the Yarraville team this morning, and that team has been fairly much the same. There may have been one change in the last 5 or 6 or 7 weeks, and they have just been able to keep that team the same. Winning teams, of course, tend to not change.
But it's growth that fosters itself.
Yeah.
You learn your teammates, you learn their preferences,
Yeah.
what they need when they're struggling, how to keep them up when they're playing well, all those little differences that add up, and playing with that same group week after week just adds that together.
And even when they're having the odd game that's off or something, you know, you back them, you trust them. You know, these guys they're not going to give you game after game that's poor, but everyone's capable of putting a bad one in, and you back your teammates. It would be very rare you walk off a bowling green where every 16 of the players has played their best. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
And that's where it's such a great game. I mean, I was having this conversation with someone recently where he talked about going home to his wife and her asking, "Did you win?" He said, "Well, there's 4 answers. We won and we won, or we won and we lost, or we lost and we won, or we lost and we lost," depending on the rink and the overall and how do you actually come out with that. Because some of those days you've done your part, you've had a great win rink, but the overall side doesn't get up, and there's that, oh, well, you know, we felt we did our part, but it wasn't enough. We could have done more to help the overall, or unfortunately we lost our rink, but the overall side got up, so we're happy with that regard, and it's kept the season alive.
Well, I'm a team man, and if I ever ask anyone did they win and they say, well, our rink lost, I just walk away because I'm not interested.
Absolutely.
I didn't ask that. I said, did we win, the team? It's always first, number one. As Lee Schreiner just took the kitty in the ditch on rink up number 4. Oh, yeah. Great bowl, thumper. Yeah.
Use that edge. Josh with a replay here of how he's just got that front face and ran through the middle.
And he was trying to use that bowl. That's just a percentage. Be up to that bowl. Wasn't a fluke.
Backhand draw here for Brenton Code now.
Gets the bowl away nicely, doesn't he?
Yeah. Incredibly smooth.
He's got a bowl to roll up. He was too wide.
Carrying a little bit of pace through.
The great Dylan Fisher just walked behind us.
What a season that man's had.
Oh, yeah. Super. Super player. Played a lot of state games for Victoria.
That's another 2 for Deer Park on the Schreiner rink. Just wait till that gets added to the scoreboard before we add it to ours.
Yes, you've got to treasure these guys while they're here playing for us. We forget about it sometimes, that we're blessed to see it here. Yeah, it's a good bowl here.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Quite abused by the big black mark on the back of Wisey's bowl from one of his drives that he's picked up on the rubber ditch ball.
Big bowl here for Case. He just needs to hold a bit, even if he gets underneath this bowl. Well, he's opened it up a little bit.
Probably lost a bit of his space to get to the jack, but he opens up the ability to get to Curtis's bowl for second shot.
Yeah. And that's what he wants. They're always looking for a second shot.
Yeah, he's 3 down at the moment. Nathan Wise, no doubt, trying to add the 4th here. If he misses that black bowl of Conor Maguire's, he'll go very close, and he has done.
Now, this is interesting. They've dropped a 6 on the last end, and he's 4 down, maybe 3, 4.
All 4 of them.
This is why they get paid the big bucks, isn't it? And this breeze has just gone up. You can really feel it's the strongest of the day, and it's going behind Casey. So he will have the run. I don't know. Will he go harder at this? Will he play a little hard shot? Look for the kitty. Has he got the line? He's looking at it. Will it come back? It's got a hold now. He's saying don't turn. Gave it every chance. Well, that's 10 shots on 2 ends. This has just turned this game on its head. Melbourne are up about. Deer Park back to work. You can do it in small ends, one at a time, two at a time, or you can just do it in big numbers. Make it easy for yourself. That puts the Wise Rink in front for the first time for the day. And I think this will put a bit of a ginger in Simon's step. He's started to work himself into the game now nicely now, and now he'll just start to fly, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Since he's made that commitment to playing
Yep.
that backhand around the clock,
It's made a big
he's
difference.
just lifted and the sides come with him.
And why wouldn't you fly? You're just in this game up to your armpits.
This is some of what I was talking about at the very start of the game. Melbourne have got all of this momentum on their side at the moment as a side. They won the last game of the season against Altona to secure their 4th spot on the ladder. They came through in the Moonee Valley game the other night and got the win there. And winning games late in the season and being the hot team at the right time can be a really good way to go about entering a finals campaign.
Mind you, they had a double header against Altona pretty much because they had to play that 7th round and they lost that at home. And they were very flat that night. I was commentating that night. They have taken that and streamed through the last 3 games, as you said.
That's the thing. When you talk about this game starting off 20 shots behind, being a side that's had momentum with winning the last game to get in, winning that final, being down and working hard with momentum to get through here. It's the runaway train at the moment.
It is.
And we say that in a one-shot game on the big board.
And Connors Maguire's got virtually a resting touch in there. He's back in the game.
Well, that's a fair way to be watching from. We've got a gentleman in the YouTube comments watching from Louisiana.
Wow.
What a bowl from Conor Maguire.
Well, I nearly went across to the Phoenix Open, the US Open last year. We were going to go across there. We unfortunately we missed getting in the draw, but we had intended to go across with a couple of guys, and they love their bowls over there. Phoenix has about 5 or 6 clubs, I believe, there. The weather would be nice down there in the southwest.
Yeah, there and the California coast, a bit of activity there. I was due to go to the club at Pinehurst Golf Resort has a bowls green there as well in 2020 before.
Someone played there, yeah. I didn't realise that.
I was due to go there just before COVID hit. Certainly spatterings of clubs around the States and a testament to how the way the game's growing internationally as well.
It is.
Look at what's happening in Asia now with how big the events are through Hong Kong, who've always been involved with their historical ties. But Chinese sides playing in the events now.
I think the televising of the sport and people see that it's such a good sport to watch and fun to play. It's just natural it would catch on. Of course, Bowls Australia and World Bowls are doing their bit to spread the word. If you're watching Neil Dalrymple, hello, I'm sure you are. And hopefully us at Bowls Vic can continue to bring more and more of the game and spread the word and be part of that spreading of the joy of this great game.
Well, of course, we're entering a window where there's about to be plenty of bowls available to watch, aren't we? We've got the Premier Reserve and Premier League finals next weekend. Live from Dandenong Club, who are one of our 2 streaming sponsors, alongside Moama. And then starting up just a couple of weeks later, we've got the Victorian Open. So 10 days of bowls down there with plenty of streaming happening there.
Do they closing next week or the week after?
Vic Open entries close at midnight tonight. So
well, there you go.
Last chance to get in.
And I imagine, and numbers are up, so they will be closing. So if you haven't, you better do it today.
Yep, every single event has passed last year's numbers. Big growth in both the women's pairs and women's triples, I'm led to believe.
Yes, that's it.
And a couple of new events this year as well. Last year we just had an under-18 open pairs, and this year there's the pairs, and there's both the boys and girls singles. Yeah. And one that I'm quite passionate about, because it's one of my favourite events to work at throughout the season, is there's an integrated pairs tournament, which is the one disability bowler and one able-bodied pairing up. Which is just such a great format.
What a great innovation that is, to give more opportunities for people to get on the green, with everyone showing that it's a game for all, isn't it?
Well, I've been to a few of these days over the year, and you get some really good teams that come together, and a para player comes along with a notable, able-bodied athlete alongside them, and that player has never experienced a day like that before, and they come along and they see all these players and go, this is awesome, and they're really good, and I was just there throughout the day playing these shots that I wasn't necessarily expecting to. And the great thing about that format is the able-bodied athlete leads, the para-athlete skips, and the reason that we do that is for a few things. When they're para-intellectual athletes, sorry, we've just got the marquee trying to blow away from us right now.
Sorry, we just nearly lost our roof.
Well, it's not raining now. There have been a few little sprinkles here or there, and I think the roof seems a good idea at the moment. But no, to getting back to what we were saying, the para-athlete skips in that format, where it means that if you've got a bowler using a walker or a wheelchair, they don't need to worry about kicking bowls at the end of the end. For our para-intellectual athletes, those with intellectual disabilities, it means that they're often very good at understanding instruction. So a skip can say, hey, I want you to play this bowl. And it's an opportunity that they never get at club level, because clubs are scared of actually embracing that disability and supporting the player in the way they need. So they're always really positive days, and people come off with a big smile on the face. Mark Casey looking to draw down on the forehand here. If he can land that blue bowl of Ray McKay's, it might bring in another one. But a fairly safe one at the moment. Nathan Wise will be looking to turn over that blue bowl, knowing that with Simon and Curtis's bowls on the centre line, get that jack moving back there, it'll be...
There's a little gap here. Needs to roll twice, 1.5 maybe, where he gets through the gap. He's close. They like it. Oh, that was the way to do it. Unfortunately, he sent Connor Maguire's bowl back, so that sort of changes the shot a bit now.
Well, it's last bowl of the end
anyway,
so Casey will just be looking to draw a second, I believe. I don't think there's the value in landing Ray's bowl anymore to make a multiple.
He's pretty careful with that. One Deer Park, one to Brenton Code. And you can see Bryce Young is just holding sway there with Matty Bowes. Spurry's just got having the better of Schreiner at the minute, but there is nothing in any of these games.
saying that, on that price for a young Rink, I believe they're holding 3 shots at the moment.
Right. Great bowl, Connor. I really want to see someone playing a short end. I just want to see one. Someone's going to have to make a change of some sort. If this game continues to meander the way it is at the minute, the deadlock needs to be broken.
Well, Brett Spursrink's just picked up another 2 to bring it back to being a deadlock.
Yeah. Got Pidge watching. I'm sure some of the Yarraville boys will be together watching this game.
After a couple of quieter, and that's a very loose usage of the words given how spectacular he's been, and they were not bad ends at all. Connor's jumped straight back on into that zone where he's all over it.
So Simon's definitely backhand around the clock, and that's been working for him. And he's got a fairly good bowl here. He's just got to let go a little bit. Just let go a bit more. He likes it. Doesn't even need to touch the bowl. Great bowl. That's really working for him. And the skips at this level generally allow their front ends to, or their leads certainly, to play the hands that they want to play as long as they get close and that they're doing the job. They don't care how they do it. Larry's just got to hang on. Sun's gone behind the clouds, so it's got a little bit cooler here. Ray McKay's just got to get under that. Oh, big bob. They're making the noise, Melbourne. Bryce kicks the ground. He's a bit unlucky. Might be one down over there. It is nip and tuck. We talk about winning, keeping teams to losing scores or getting enough to win the game, and I think it's around the 70 mark, 71 mark these days. You can't win a game unless you get beyond 69, I think. So is the percentages. So they're both well on track to achieve that target.
I know that we did the research a couple of years ago about it, and it is in that number.
Yeah.
I think there's another one that goes alongside it, and I think it's if you score over 74. 74, 75. You win the game at above an 80% clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of close games, though, another check-in from MCC.
Don't tell me.
Div 1 games. Glenroy, 37, Middle Park, 36. After
1 again.
After 49 ends.
It's been one every time.
I'm just thinking how low scoring that is.
Yeah,
37, 36 after 49. It's ones everywhere, the occasional.
Because the average is 1.5, isn't it? Or 1.4 or something.
Yeah, if you look at today's game, you've got one side scoring 1.7 and the other 2. Hang on, that's not showing up properly. It's about that. It's a 1.7-ish area.
Yeah.
And then in the Laylaw-Pakenham game, that's tied as well. Laylaw leading 53-48 after 54.
Pakenham's making a bit of a push back.
Yes. Of course, those sides all fighting for spots in the Premier Reserve competition next year.
I imagine the...
Good bowl here from Curtis Hanley.
Yeah.
Jake Rins just played another big one to make a couple for Melbourne on that rink, I believe.
The cry goes out. Here we go, D's. Close. He just touched it. He's got, oh, not too far. Oh, it's tucked in behind his green. How did he get that to work like that?
He's gone from 3 to 2, but that blue ball of Simon Cunnington's can certainly been played through the back to set up another potential number here. Mark Casey's going to need to get something else in the area. It's a nice and wide target, and there's certainly a track down to the jack through there, but you've still got to go ahead and play the bowl.
Well, Mark's nearly got to get down to the green, doesn't he, and just slide that kitty back through the middle of the two Deer Park bowls.
If you can get it moving out wide, you've got Murray's bowls as catches. It just needs to go far enough. The risk with that weight is that he can take Conor Maguire's bowl out and make it significantly worse.
I don't think he wanted that weight.
Oh, it's not what I thought it was. I was mixing up the shades of green there. It's actually Brenton Code's bowl just past.
So it's the two, the Deer Park bowl. So if he can get onto the front green, kitty back through through that gap, he could make. But he was just slightly heavy, I think. What are you playing if you're Nathan Wise here?
I'd be looking to get the outside edge of Simon's bowl and see if I can pop
playing the other hand. I think he's trying to get through between the green and the blue and just get one back.
Yeah, if he misses outside that bowl of Curtis.
Or get in the way now. No, that's helped. That's helped Casey.
Yeah, he can certainly use the inside edge of that bowl now and
that's
slant off that.
If he's slightly wind now on that hand, which he can tend to be, he still could get a result off that.
Yeah, we have seen a number of players on this backhand in this direction hold that little bit with pace.
I think Casey's playing the same weight as he played. It'll be there. Anything back, there's...
And even if he's under that bowl that's on the tee, as you look at the shot at the moment, and you land between the two greens, that can split the jack through as well.
There's a bowl out of our side on the right-hand side of the screen that you can't see, which is Simon Cannington's bowl as well. So anything back... Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
The deepest bowl there.
On cue.
From Josh.
Joshy. Oh, that breeze has got up.
Absolutely. It's not what you want to feel when you've got a tight hedge, you're a couple down and you're walking back to the mat and you're getting blown around on your walk back there.
And a little bit of precipitation.
We've had a couple of little drips here and there throughout the day.
He's playing backhand. He's taking the guesswork out of it. He's been disappointed a couple of times on the other hand, so he knows that
he's not far away.
The bowl will work, and he's close, and he's got it, and it tickles through.
2 down to 2 down.
Ooh.
Unless Connors has hung around for the second shot. John Roberts indicating just the one.
It just didn't lock in there.
Nathan was trying to find a track that doesn't exist at the moment to see if he can get back.
Yeah.
Not going to get back around the black.
No.
Correct, you're going to try and hole. We're going to try and find underneath the blue. Come on, hurry. Happy with that too. Even if I draw a toucher. You're only not. Try and hit the blue, see what happens.
Got to find a way in them.
That works.
That's why he's playing the shots and not us.
Nathan's just said it's all about me, just remember. Taking shot away from a teammate and replacing himself.
He was actually trying to draw a toucher. I mean, what did our ITO, John Roberts, won Melbourne? Is this the biggest lead Melbourne's had for the game?
I would imagine so.
Must be an exciting time for the players. Grand final week coming up. If you're involved in those games, you'd be thinking, you know, get around your teammates, get down and practice, enjoy the week, soak up the atmosphere. Embrace it, isn't it?
Absolutely. They don't come around as often as we wish they would.
Well, but not as much as some players seem to get. I've been involved in one, so or one winning one anyway. And I'm hoping to be around our players and help them get them ready for this game on Sunday. While I won't be playing, I'll be there with them in spirit.
That's the thing. It takes more than just the 16 named on the day. It's
yep.
You know, often those sides are looking at a squad of 20 or so players that are coming in and out across the year. And
yeah, well,
when there's unavailabilities.
It's interesting looking at the Yarraville side and seeing who their ins and outs are, and just for people, teams don't remain the same. But the new players in for Yarraville were Aaron van Haften, came over from Rosanna. Jackson Mahoney came up from our seconds. He's playing there in and out last year. He's got a spot there this year. And Brandon Anderson's the same. Tyson Wilson and Cohen Lifton, of course, are added. So there's there's 5 new players into that side that weren't regulars last year. And Will Angers will probably be the reserve, and I was playing there for the last 3 years, and Troy Crown was too. So there hasn't been big changes, but there's been some tweaks, and those tweaks have worked for the club. So well done, Yarraville Footscray, for building on what they've done for the last 3 or 4 years to now be a finalist. Congratulations. Doesn't happen by luck.
Who do you think they'd rather see in the final, Gus? The Melbourne or the Deer Park side today? Do you know what the record was against both sides throughout the year?
We beat Deer Park the other night, and that's the first time in 4 or 5 years that I've, beaten them. And we've been very close, but certainly, and Melbourne, well, I think that they wouldn't want them. Either of the sides are dangerous on the carpet at Dandenong, I think. I think any team you're meeting in a final in Premier League A is deserving of being there, and you've got to play your best to win it.
Oh, absolutely.
Which would be more satisfying? Probably if you're playing a team from the West. There's great rivalry that's gone on between Deer Park and Yarraville over the years, and if you wanted to win it, it'd probably be nice to win over your West team, and you'd be proud to have both teams from the West in it.
And of course that extends right throughout the club, down when the 3s and the 4s and the 5s play against each other as well.
It seems we're just playing them in finals all across the board, whether it's Tuesdays or Saturdays. It's they're two very, very, probably the strongest clubs in Metro. Of course, Metro West won the group sides championship, and the girls came runner-up in the silver. So it just shows what talented bowlers are out in the West. Of course, I'm biased now. I'm a play out there. I can't say I was born and bred in the West, but because I was very much in the East. But I've enjoyed my time out in the West. Met a lot of great people, as you do in the bowling anywhere, don't you?
That's the great thing about the game.
You can go anywhere and just rock up to a club and you're probably not even going to shout a beer, are you?
Ages, careers,
yeah,
genders, abilities, all of those things that you see as a society. Bowls is a society of its own.
It is. And the players will look up at the time clock, 3:30, and you'll be thinking 3:30, 4 o'clock. We're getting to the business end of this game.
Well, we talked about it earlier. The first half of the game was played at
frenetic,
incredible pace. Brett Spear and Leaf Trainer was through 10 ends in about an hour and 40 minutes, and now they're at 17, and the last 7 ends have taken that again. And obviously there may have been dead ends and things that we're not fully across on those further away rinks. But that little bit more thought, that little bit of extra consideration into each shot as they're played.
Trainer's taking a lot of time over this. Over there, I can't see who's holding. It looks like an orange bowl. Who's that?
Orange would be the bowl of Dean Reaver, I believe, but
yes.
The 2 greens in front of both Brett Spur.
They look to be about...
I think the blue and white bowl just behind it might be Jared Corey.
Right. Bit of cheering going on there.
Just trying to get across what's happening on Matt Bowser's rink, because that scoreboard's not quite up to date to where it needs to be.
Nathan's got a fair bowl there, just ran through, got a little touch, a little glide and picked up speed. Case walks down to have another look. It's an awkward shot for him. I think he's 2 down. Brenton Codes looks like 3rd shot. He's got to draw, but it's got to come underneath the bowl on his forehand. Difficult. He's looking to get under this bowl. It's just got to work. Here it comes.
It's absolutely hooping back down there.
It is. He gets 2nd shot, will be falls in.
It's fallen back.
It's got shot. It's got shot. Larry Donahue loves it. They applaud it. The yellow little paddle goes up. And that is a good win for Deer Park, because he looked concerned about that. It's all about small wins now, isn't it? Small little battles. 2 down, that's a 3 turnaround.
Well, at the same time that Mark Casey picks up the 1 there,
Lee Schreiner.
Schreiner's rink picks up 2 over there to get the big port back to all square again.
And I think Schreiner may have converted that. You said Dean Reaver may have had that shot, but and Spurry just employs the guys to go again. Keep going. Melbourne locked again, 60 all. This game is just going to catch on fire. I think the intensity that was in that first part of the game will reappear. One team leaves here into the final and one team leaves here thinking we play next year. That's too long to wait. They want another game next week. Probably one of the biggest structural changes. Nathan Bush has been moved to a 3 in this Deer Park side, probably to cover James Pearce missing. So Bushies, they've had the luxury of having Bushies a 2 in the last year or two.
Every time I've looked at that side in recent years, going, oh, I'd love to have him playing 2 for me.
I'd like to have him skipping for me.
Oh, yeah, that too.
You know. But he is just a player that just fills the role, what they need. Simon wants this to hold a bit and run. He's at pretty good pace.
No doubt Larry Donahue wanting to get that jack moving just a foot or so to really lock it into those bowls of Connor Maguire's. Looks to be good weight. I'm not sure whether it's going to drop down hard enough or not. Tried its hardest to get back there.
Paul Hindenburg said the girls won the silver. I think I did say it was silver section. The runner-up section at the regions. The girls won that. But they're into the gold section, Paul. They're into the gold section next year. Yep.
Ray McKay just drawing another good shot as he has done throughout the day. Larry looking to add a touch of weight on his last. He finished probably 2 bowls in front of Jack. Tighten that line and get that Jack moving to Connor Maguire's bowls, and he likes it, and it is framing nicely to it, and he's nailed it. 1 down to 3 up.
And that's not easy. There'll be a lot of the Deer Park supporters on the edge of their seats here, as the Melbourne supporters, I'm sure, but Deer Park have been the standout side all year. They've been the one that everyone sets the bar by this year.
RJ Bywater's playing a massive bowl on the Brett Spur rink for Melbourne. Very tight head and turned it over in the 2's position.
You've got to pay a lot of credit to Melbourne. I mean, basically, I think they've got Jack Wren as their fly-in. And that's pretty much it, isn't it? Who else they got? Oh, no, Wisey, sorry, yeah. But they basically have gone with their what you call your homebred players who have been there a long time.
Oh, with Brett Spur being New South Wales based now too.
That's right.
He's considered one of their permit players.
Yeah.
But has played plenty of bowls at...
Yep. It creates a strong connection amongst them, doesn't it? They'd be one of the most close-knit sides, I would fathom. One shot, Deer Park on the Kevy's rink. So that's a real ding-dong over 15, 16, 15 now, isn't it?
1 to Kev, was it?
Yeah, 1 to Kev. Or 15 all. Who's going to get the bragging rights? great bowl by Thumper.
Yeah, we was 4 down prior to that.
Yeah, that was a super bowl.
That's all going on. John Roberts has gotten mixed up and losing his paddles.
Yep.
He's put 4 reds up instead of yellows. Now he's putting a yellow up instead of a red.
Can he just get down and just land this bowl is what he's trying to do. It's turning.
It turns back to 5 again.
It's turning.
Like it.
It's not quite there. It's a good bowl, though.
Teasing weight.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that gives that other option. You can turn that up through the jack now to make the number. You can land the bowl if you're around it, if you're a Deer Park player. And it's giving Curtis Hanley something to think about because it really is in the eye line and making a difficult draw track in.
And we saw a trail for 6 earlier in the game, about halfway through, but we haven't seen an opportunity where there's been a bowl to take out for a number yet.
Yep.
We might see something here.
Well, it's been testament to how high a standard there's been going on. They've been very good at matching bowls. Going,
yes.
They've got a pack of 3 there. Let's make sure that we put one inside and never give them that chance to trail to that pack of 3 to make a 4 with the bowl in hand as well.
And this will be... Curtis will be wanting to give... Oh, he's playing... This is an interesting call. What?
Well, I think if he gets all of the pack, then there's nothing for them to play to.
Right.
Through that, all 4 of the Deer Park bowls go, and then it's just a matter of the risk of the number disappearing at the same time.
Well, and that blue bowl
that came in was Larry's, so it's still 5-1 on the... If you're looking at bowls near the jack, and that one bowl of Melbourne's is looking rather lonely, sat out on that side of the head.
For backhand for Casey, is he looking to land the bowl?
Land and stay for 6, I think.
Yep. He's eyeing it off. He wants it to turn a bit. He wants it to grip. He wants it to grip. He wants it to grip. He's close. He's got it. What a bowl. Oh, my goodness, did I see that? Did I see that?
They were waiting on it for a very long time, whether it was going to drop down. What a bowl. But Mark Casey has landed that bowl perfectly to make 6 shots. Nathan Wise will have the last bowl of the end, and he's got 2 attempts at cutting it down.
I don't think he'll be playing the pack this time.
Oh, it's an interesting one. He has deferred to his weighted shots a number of times throughout the game.
He's playing the backhand. He's just going to look. And he's going for it, mate. You called it.
On a good line. All of them go. Cut it back to 3. Halve the number from 6 to 3. That's a good outcome.
They play a different game to us. They play a different game to us.
It's one of those things, if the target has been wider than 2 bowls throughout the game, he's felt confident that he can go and do it. He's been confident playing at a bare jack before, but if you give him a target that's that 3 or 4 bowls wide, it's a bit of a license to go, I'm going to hit this 90% of the time, and the rest of the time, well, we get the 6 back the next end.
They don't have the fear of missing, do they?
No.
What's that, FOMO? Fear of missing out? Or fear of missing?
That's me when I'm drawing for an additional shot with the last bowl of the end, fear of missing out.
Case won't be... I don't know whether he's playing a blocker there, because I don't think he'd land in the packs there anymore, but Ray McKay thinks it is, but...
That's interesting because I find it very hard to picture an angle where all 3 of the bowls could have gone.
I think that aqua bowl's too deep. He can take 2 out. The Breton Code onto Connor Maguire's bowl can go.
I think they're looking at a forehand trail weight. Sit the shot bowl and stay, or get the jack moving through towards Curtis's bowl for a couple.
Down the line.
On that forehand side.
Yeah, I think that's the way. I mean, he's surely good enough to draw this.
Oh, absolutely.
From what we've seen today, and I've seen in the past, he wants it to work a bit. It's all about the weight. It's all about the weight.
He's called close.
He's close. He's get it in the middle. Oh, Oh, 2 down.
Probably still sits at 2.
2. What's better than the, what was it?
Was 6 after Casey's first bowl.
I think that's a big win for Case there. Although he would have liked to have the 6.
Oh, wouldn't we all?
But I think in the game of this high quality, 2s at this stage are gold, and they move into the 18th end. Hard to believe.
Boss War Eagle in the YouTube comments. I love how much more rowdy Australian bowls comes across compared to the English presentation.
I've watched some of the Crown bowls that is pretty feisty, especially from the crowd having their having a few beverages on the side. Looks like a lot of fun, and the gambling that goes on. Not that that would happen here. They seem to really embrace their game over there. Thanks for watching. This is where the tired legs might come in. Both sides have been playing a lot of bowls. You've got to keep your mental awareness about you now. Each bowl counts. Simon Cannington steps onto the mat. A picture of concentration. He's following it down. He kind of likes it. Fine bowl. Flop in. No, wouldn't flop in for him. Melbourne gets the mat on bows on
The Bryce
Young rink.
Just waiting for that to go on the scoreboard so we can add it to ours.
$20.11, isn't it?
That they haven't added that score on yet. That's still the same.
They're about to do it now.
The wonder Bryce Young.
It's 14, 20 to 14. I think it's 2.
12, 20 to 12.
I'm sorry, yeah, it is 12. Sorry, they haven't got the 2 all the way down. Yeah, 1. They're keeping him pretty honest, aren't they? It hasn't been big scores there.
No, not at all. Just moved 15-21 on the Rink. That's 6 shots to Rin there, was it? Wow. 6 shots, Jake Rin.
I think I saw Kev go through a hole.
I know he'd drawn with his first and fell about 2.5 feet short. And I'd heard Jake actually call Robert Doody to play a shot and go, if you can land that, you turn it into 6.
Right.
They just missed at the front end there.
That's what they get a 4.
6.
6.
So they've gone from
being 15 all
to 21.
Oh, yeah.
21-15.
But it hasn't really altered the scoreboard too much, has it? Because
well, the previous couple of ends, you'd had Trainer pick up a couple,
yes.
Mouse pick up a couple, and
I think
then Melbourne replied with
Deer Park
ones on
picked
each
up
of
ends.
those rinks.
Yeah. So it's just covered those. Yep.
Of course, the last end on this rink as well being 2 to Deer Park.
I'm looking at the players trying to gauge something from them, and they're all ice cold.
Giving us nothing.
It's like they are giving us nothing. It's just like another game. Oh, well, they've been doing this for a long time. They're pretty experienced. They know what they're doing, and it doesn't help to worry about anything else but doing your job.
Just walking through the door in the background, we've had Michael Clark from Ballarat East, one of our para-state players up at the Nationals last year. Great venue to come and watch bowls down here at Moonee Ponds Bowls Club. Good crowd numbers throughout the day, and for those that have been blown around a bit by the wind and the cold, they're watching from inside as well.
I'd have to say one of the most picturesque bowls club you could come to, with its beautiful surroundings of parkland.
Absolutely.
And we've got a lovely lake with a
water fountain in the background at Queen's Park there.
Looks like that one out the front in Las Vegas, doesn't it? Outside the Bellagio, whatever it is.
Oh,
good bowl here.
Chasing this.
Good bowl here. Don't find the hole. He's just tapped it onto Simon Cannington's bowl.
Had 5 receivers there as well. Both of Connor Maguire's, both of Larry Donohue's.
It's still there. It's still there. Curtis will be trying to get another one back deeper. Keep running. He wants it to run. Not a bad effort. It's more likely to go down the line in my view.
Got some updates for you from MCC with the 2 Division 1 games. Both sides, 4 sides trying to get through to the Premier Reserve competition next year. If you were to give me a guess, Gus, what is the margin between Glenroy and Middle Park right now?
Oh, 1 shot.
Close. 2.
Doubles. That's 100% improvement.
Glenroy leading 44-42 after 57 ends.
Right.
And Pakenham have switched on and taken the lead now, 63-61 after 67 ends. So 2 two-shot games over at MCC.
And Pakenham are playing
Layla.
How many ends did you say they played?
57 in the Glenroy Middle Park game and 67 in the Layla Pakenham game.
It's interesting, because they both would have started at the same time. One of the greens is probably quicker than the other one. The main run's probably slightly quicker.
Things like dead ends will no doubt be factoring in as well.
Yep.
I mean, early on in the Layla Pakenham game, Neville Brown's rink was 3 or 4 ends behind the other 2,
right.
which would have been dead ends killed in that matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, they like that. That's
finishing a good position of all of those catches. It probably forces Casey back to a truer draw pace now.
Still, Kitty, find the bowl. Kitty down the line just about a foot or 2. Could make 3.
Oh, he's interested. He's on the prowl.
He's got to get to the bowl. He's got to get to... Yeah. Okay. Great bowl. Wasn't probably ideally what he was looking for, but anything's better than nothing. They like it.
John Roberts, our ITO, indicating 2 shots down there.
Wow.
Nathan Moores with 1 to play.
He got the right angle on that kitty, didn't he?
The question is, does Wise play Curtis's bowl through the blue and try and turn that up, pop the blue in the pit, or does he just go back and cold draw it?
Curtis is indicating maybe at it. So it's the blue and the green speckled on the line. We'd have to get a look behind, which is hard. He's playing forehand, looking with weight. Clear it out.
breaking the tape out to give us some even more suspense here.
Well, it's got to get over that ridge. Remember those used to just do it above it, you know?
Yeah.
Now you've got to go down to pull it right down to the jack.
It can
And
always
that
be
can,
deceptive with that tape drop off.
well, you lose about a centimetre or more with that.
It was always one when I used to play at any games at Brighton with their particularly
Deep.
deep ditches. It was measure everything.
It's about 6 inches.
Yep.
Yeah, they might call the umpire here, I think. They're asking for the... Good shirts these umpires are wearing. I like the colours in them. Did Mel design those ones?
No,
She
the
does a
ITO
great
ones,
job.
They're all independent.
She does a great job with the Victorian Open ones, the new ones I've seen come out.
Yeah, with the matching hoodies and cloths this year.
And you know what really annoys me is I look at them and go, they look good. Oh, more money to spend. More bowls gear in the... Like... Because we don't get them for free. Mel's got them all numbered.
She's done a great joop with them this year.
Fabulous.
And being able to go for that full suite and go in case we do get some of those cooler days that Gippsland is known to have from time to time. And, you're all well and truly covered with the zip hoodies that are on offer this year.
I do like the hoodies. They look good.
All by our uniform partner at Bowls Victoria, AM Sportswear. Shout out to Campbell at AM. I know that my club got some vests and hoodies done through him this year, and we're really happy with the product that he's made. An all-weather vest in the club colours has come up a treat.
Did you change your colours much? Did you?
No. I stayed in the same colour. Just went from the old fleece design hoodies to something that was a bit more wind and waterproof for those cool night games that you occasionally get, or when there's that breeze off. I'm a big fan of a vest where my arms don't feel constricted at all or anything like that.
It's the Blue Bowl 3. He made 3.
They were never confident about even the second from the looks of things, and sure enough...
And I'm not even sure when the case wanted it there. I don't know. Wow. 3. Anyway, Case had a good look at it. He knew what he was doing.
John Roberts, our IT host, just come up behind the desk to see the score, to add it to the big board, and had a bit of a chuckle and a big grin on his face that we're still all locked up. No matter what happens across the green, it keeps just going in that general direction.
I'm going to make a prediction that something's going to happen in the young Bows or Schraner Spur rink, because those rinks where it's been a bit one-sided, so to speak. I think it's going to happen in those middle rinks. Something funny's going to happen.
It makes it really interesting now that... I wanted to start from Conor Maguire again. Makes it interesting now that those two rinks are both 2 ends ahead as well. Of course, in a game like this, we haven't raised the conversation at all, but do we possibly head to extra ends with the way things are going? We saw it yesterday in the Premier Reserve matchup.
Very close. Nothing would surprise me about this game today. It's had everything.
I was leaving home this morning, and the girlfriend asked me, "Oh, what time will you be back?" And I said, "Oh, well, normal game finishes till then." But by the same token, Premier Reserve yesterday had extra ends, and they didn't finish till after 6. So we'll wait and see. She said, "Well, I'll tune into the commentary and I'll hear your voice, and when I know that the game's done, I'll know you're on your way."
Well, at least she knows where you are.
Yep.
Leroy got a 5.
No, they didn't.
Thank you. Our ITOs are on the job. John Roberts. Now, I did just say a second ago, without knowing that something's going to happen on those rinks, and sure enough, Leroy pops up with a 5.
It's just so much going on here. We were busy watching our own rink.
Yeah. Deer Park played a...
Buried the jack in the pit and finished right on top of it as well.
Yes, we can only give you what the scoreboards are doing, so if the players don't update it or they're in the way, we can't often see what's going on the other side. Spurries. Deer Parker holding another couple on that leash runner Rink. If he goes back-to-back numbers, he'll almost hit the front on his Rink. I don't know which Rink to watch now, because it's going to come from somewhere. What's Lee done? I'll watch the far Rink. Lee's trying to draw another shot. He's not quite there. He'd be disappointed with that. I still think Lee's holding 2.
Yeah, it's a matter of whether that white and blue bowl of Harry Coleman's is in the
Yeah,
count
they're
or not.
indicating 2. Now, Sperry's got to be up.
He's certainly got more weight than his last.
Is it coming back? No, he's played a good bowl. Yeah.
One down, and a very good bowl on our stream Rink. Back to regular activity there from Ray Mackay. It's a very good second shot that he's just played in.
That's the end of that. That's the end of that Rink. So I think there was 1 scored there. So that should make it 2021, which was a great finish for Leash Runners Rink. Yep, 2021. My goodness, Deer Park's just poked their nose out in front again. And that's largely due to the 6 shots scored in the last 2 ends to Lee Schreiner. These boys.
Same time, another 2 shots to Matt Bowser's Rink to
Yeah.
now extend that to 22-12. It just screams experience and screams big games. Deer Park over the last few years have just been the dominant side. And once again, 10 ends to play, all square on the master board, and they decide now's our time, let's seize the moment. And they've put the foot down, and now it's 7 shots up with 7 ends to play.
The great thing is there is no tomorrow for the side that loses this. So you will see whoever's behind, and it's Melbourne at the minute, they will come at them like hell or nothing, and they will leave nothing in the tank when they walk off this green.
Well, beyond that, it's still also only 7 shots
Absolutely.
and 7 ends. I think the general rule is about 1 shot per end plus 4 in the last 10 ends.
Right, okay.
So if you're 10 down, if you're 14 down with 10 to play, you can chase that. If you're 5 down with 2 to play, you can pick up 1 on one rink and pick up a 4 on the other and force those extra ends.
The good news for our viewers is that we'll may have the last end or the last rink finishing.
Yeah, the players have done nicely for us in
They
that
have.
regard.
Maybe one more dead end just to give us a bit more. I'd like a bit more. I'm not really done yet.
One thing is we've seen a couple of numbers on this rink throughout the day too. A little patch earlier on where Nathan Wise landed a bowl to make 5 for Melbourne, and then the very next end trailed a jack for another 4. So if there is a number to be made, then we've seen that there's possibilities of it happening on this rink.
Well, Conor Maguire's holding the shot here with a back hopper for Deer Park. It's turning early. They have been holding a bit there today. His weight's very, very good. Just didn't hold for him.
They've generally held with weight though. I think on the draw it's been very
True,
reliable and
very
dropped
true.
back.
I can't believe this day's almost ended. It's just ridiculous.
It's 4:05 and we've flown through.
Well,
But you know what, Gus?
Yeah.
That means that we're closer to those onions and burgers that you've been talking about all day long.
I got to say, I've had 2 cups of coffee today, and that's about it. I haven't had a chance to have anything to eat. So I could be tucking in.
Robert Doody playing weight on the rink next door, and the Jack's barely stayed in bounds.
It has, though. I think it's one to Melbourne, is it?
I would need to check the bowl colours there. I know that black one is Paul Titcombe's bowl.
It's Melbourne.
The yellow is Andrew Brown. The blue is a Deer Park bowl. It's all irrelevant because they're 3 feet away, and Nathan Bush has just trailed the Jack anyway.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nathan Wise played the opposite shot to Casey. On the other hand, Jack high, about 4 foot across the head. So what's going on here now?
If he can get the Jack moving on that hand...
He wants this to run. He wants this to run, get into that dry stuff.
If Wise can get that Jack moving, there is a shot there to make.
He's trying. That's why he was
3 or
there.
4.
Yes. He wants to know where it's got to go to. He's pointing. Anywhere in here is worth about 3 or 4. It'll just slide across.
I just think he can slice the Jack there, and if he does happen to be around, he may just sit the shot bowl anyway. There is probably a bit of an inch or 2 gap between the Jack and the shot bowl, so it will clear.
He's 2 down, isn't he?
2 down. The teal and blue bowl.
Like, you think it'd be nice to get the 3, but you don't want to drop the 2.
The thing with it, though, is that if you don't draw within a foot, you're still 2 down. And if you play a weight where you can get that Jack moving, you can still land either of those bowls anyway. If you get the hole,
nothing
unlucky,
for short.
But live to fight another day.
Nothing for short.
Ideally, it'd only be 1 down if it goes wrong, but 2, it's not like it's a number that they're worried about dropping at the same time.
The thing was, he was trying to play this similar sort of bowl with his first, I think, and it turned quite sharply for him. He adds the weight, it probably doesn't turn as much, and that's what you were saying just before. Just that extra weight will hold the bowl.
Hold, yeah.
Especially on this green. And out there, you get it out on the line, you don't want to be too wide.
Jake
All right.
playing weight at Nathan Bush's toucher in the last end,
toucher
and turns the toucher through the Jack into the ditch.
He plays the forehand here with a little bit, 2 foot of weight. He's not gone too wide. He looks like he's taken a tighter line. They should hold a little bit. There it's holding. There it's holding. Now it's coming. Now it's coming. Now it's coming. He's got it. Oh, my goodness. It's gone nowhere. It's gone nowhere. Case gives him a little low 5 saying, well, that was close, mate. Good bowl. There's a great competitiveness and comradeship between the players. Brenton Carter will be happy with his work rate today. He's been given puts his bowls in there all day.
And
it's just a little break case he's got out.
It's now a run of 4 ends in a row for the Casey Rink, and they've picked up the last 8 shots on this streaming rink.
What do they do just to be able to do this? To be able to go, champions do that, don't they? Just to be able to go like a runner in a 10,000 metre race.
Dig that little bit deeper and find that something inside yourself to go that next step.
Yes, get out there, mate. Great shot, mate.
Kevin Anderson's driven at 2 Melbourne bowls and removed both of them to have them now holding a number, I think. Oh no, breaking the tape out.
I mean, this is where they've got to chase now.
Absolutely.
So they'll take some chances. They're looking for a 3rd, I think. Maybe not. No.
4 shots.
3, I think. 3. Bushy was happy with that. Well, that gets the lead above 10 now. It's come from nowhere. And look at the number that Melbourne is sitting on. 69. That's the number that you've got to beat to win a game.
Get to that
and
70 number.
They've stalled on that.
Well, now also at 12 shots and 5 ends.
Yeah.
That's where we get into that conversation before about a shot and end plus 4. 9 shots is something that you could work with 5 to play. 12 is starting to get very ugly.
There is how many ends to go? There's Bryce was just asking me how many ends to go, just to check. I mean, they leave nothing to chance, these guys. We saw Bouse lift, we saw Schreiner lift, we saw Casey lift. The 3 Rinks just lifted at the time in unison, which gives them that 11 or 12 shot lead now. 12 shots. If you can do something, it's like a tug of war. If you can get all the guys to pull together in the same direction at the same time, you'll will them over the line. I've got to take my hat off to Melbourne this year, though. I mean, really, they found themselves in a tussle to get into the 4, and they got into the 4, and here they are playing at the penultimate. Is that the word for the second last?
Yes,
the penultimate game. And here they are within a hair's breadth of going to the final, and the game's not over yet.
Did you break out the word of the day calendar today, Gussie?
I read a dictionary, my wife's a bit of wordsmith. So she inspires me to add a word every day. They will not give up, this Melbourne team. Very proud bunch.
While we're waiting for Brenton to get to the mat here, we got another update from MCC in the Division 1 matches. 2 games where the winner gets through to the Premier Reserve competition next year. Glenroy, Middle Park, 17 ends remaining, locked at 52 apiece.
52?
52 after 67 ends.
What, are they scoring half points in that game?
Must be. Must be. In the other matchup, Layla against Pakenham. That lead swung again. Layla now leading 72-70 with 9 ends to play. Great day of bowls over at Middle Park from the look of things at MCC. Brenton with a good track here. Is he going to carry past that bowl of Simon Cannington's?
Well, this is the position Deer Park have put themselves into now, where they can now control and control maybe what happens, and it's going to be up to Melbourne to make the play.
Both rinks will just be matching bowls.
Yeah.
They've got 2 here. Let's put one amongst them. Here's a pack of away bowls. Here's the shot they can play. Let's just take away every little opportunity they've got. Squeeze the air right out of the balloon.
Oh, you'd be pinching yourself if you were these blokes, either of these teams to go to the final. You'd just be saying, wow, this is what you play for.
Saying that, Bryce Young's just said if you play a toucher and move it to here, you're 5.
Okay.
So still shots available out there for Melbourne. He's called Steve Moore to play that.
Super, they call him, Steve Moore. Oh, well.
What a bowl from Brendan.
Yeah. He's had a great game, Brendan.
Absolutely, and very understated about it as well. We talked about how strong Conor Maguire was to start the game, and from then onwards, you've not noted a lot of the 2s or 3s play because of how well that's being set up. But both he and Curtis Hanley have been very workmanlike in that 3s position, and it can be a very unglorious position 3. Sometimes when you're down, you can play all the conversions in the world, but in a tight game, you can be playing position bowls, often adding.
Yeah, I think the matchups have been very, very even on this game. It can sometimes come down to just the heads that you're playing to, the opportunities that you get, and you've got to take them when you know, like Casey 2 ends ago took that opportunity to make a number.
The thing with it is, at this point of the season, sides of this standard, a lot of the time, you're all trying to do the exact same thing. You know what the game plan is, you know what the right shot is, and it's not a question of making correct decisions or otherwise. It's just executing.
Doing it. The old John Kennedy famous speech, just do it. Do something.
Don't think, do.
Geez, you just sound exactly like him. Big bowl here. He's got a... It's a difficult, even if he hits this. They're all lined up a bit funny. Back cut, kitty out, and kill. It's easy to say it. It was an awkward head. I don't think he was going to be drawn to that.
Just having the and are they sending the bowls down or bringing them back?
Well, this is the 2 ends, isn't it? So they'll go up and they come back for the crowd, is what they do. That kitty still haven't moved on Bryce's ring, so maybe that number's still available.
The orange bowl that's landed in there is Chris Balls, though, so I don't think the trail's
Dane Ravers.
And I'll need to slap you on the back of the hand for that one, Gus. You used the banned word after John Roberts just walked behind you.
Oh, kitty.
Yep.
Damn. I didn't say...
You've been on such good behaviour today as well.
I didn't say backest bowl today. I haven't said that. Well, Jack Hevron will be listening in, our commentating coach. He gave us great tips during the year and some coaching, direct coaching, so he'll be proud of, hopefully, some of what we're doing. Yeah. Trying to bring the game of bowls alive to our viewers.
Invaluable knowledge that he's providing us, and of course that's what we're trying to do at Bowls Victoria, to make this game more accessible and more visible to all players, and part of that comes through this streaming that we get from Dandenong Club and Moama and their support behind it.
I mean, they've probably gone as 2 worst bowls for the day, but they're not bad. They'll probably come into play.
No, just run the bear jack in the ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy game, really. They'll look great soon.
Yeah. Simon's played a goodie. He'll just get between the jack and the bowl. Yep. And in the count.
Disciplined front end play. Bryce Young stalking the head.
Well,
trying to work out a way that
Kevy must be down because he had a run at that.
1, 2, maybe the third. Both the yellow bowls are Andrew Brown's.
Yep.
Jay Crin's the teal on the jack. So just looking at whether it's 2 or 3, I believe.
Well, Andrew Brown's been a revelation. You know, I know we bring interstate bowlers in, but to bring some of our country bowlers down and to showcase the talent is great.
Well, not just that, the fact that it's been working both ways. I know a number of these Melbourne boys have been going up and playing in Bendigo as well. Obviously, Kevy Anderson skipping that ring today, playing for Moama as his home club.
Yep.
Strengthening both comps at the same time, the Metro and the Rural.
Well, we've got a few players, Nelson Ball, Banksy, Beige Anderson, they're all playing down the Geelong region, strengthening that up. I'm not sure their families would be too happy about them playing 2 games at Pennant in a weekend. Brendan Numbers is another one. So, you know, it shares the love around, doesn't it? Anyway, Melbourne have one maybe on the next rink, and no one wants to go near it. Isn't this funny how it just suddenly no one wants to go near the kitty? Jack.
It was 3 shots for Jaker in there. I
Three.
believe.
Well, that's a good
Confirm
little pickup.
once they go on the scoreboard.
Good little pickup. Should go to 21 then.
To 25.
25. Oh, yeah.
Yep, and it has. We'll just add that to our scoreboard here.
25-18.
As we said, this game would slow right down, and it has done now that we're at crunch time.
Okay, it's within 10, 9 shots. And
Rue calling for it to get under.
yeah, and what have they got? 3, another 3 there.
Well, they're putting the tape on it, but early indications.
There's a very strong 3 fingers went up there. This is getting interesting. Let's have a look. Should be 20.
Should go to 15.
15. 15, 22-15. That makes it 6 in it. And they are off. They're finished.
6 in it, 3 to play. We broached the topic of extra ends earlier. It would be a massive achievement from here for Melbourne if they were to do so.
And no one's got shot on the stream rink at the minute. Brenton Code on cue. Brenton Code on cue. Calling Brenton Code. And here he is. Great bowl.
Curtis Hanley walking back to the mat, looking like a man on a mission. Steely focus across the face.
Paul Titcombe holding 2 on the next rink for Melbourne.
Full team game. Brett Spurs come along to the end of this rink. All the Melbourne players are at the other end to pick up Curtis's bowl for him.
What do they talk about, the 1%ers? Curtis is not sure about this. He's got to get down. It's not going back there, Curtis.
Brett looking to repeat the dosage, no doubt. See if he can turn 1 into 2.
Brownie's got a good bowl. That's 3 for Melbourne.
Oh, they're watching Brenton's come in again.
Yep.
It's most likely a second shot.
They have to win. They have to win all the ends, I reckon. I don't think they can afford to drop an end.
With 3 to go, it needs to be 3 twos.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are searching for a number amongst those 3.
And that's... They're holding a 3. I still think they're holding 2, maybe, on the other rink.
Yeah. Andrew Brown playing the backhand where he can trail that jack.
The trail is on.
4.
The trail is on.
Now, on this rink, with where
He's
Brenton
close.
Code's last bowl has finished.
He's just underneath. Another bowl there to use.
On our stream rink, Nathan and Curtis had a long chat about what the path was in to try and find
Looks
those
to be
shots.
a
As
back.
Brenton's second bowl landed on that direct track to Jack.
Bit of weight on the backhand. Use the bowl. Use
Far
the blue.
away.
Oh, and he's on
Landed
top of
right
it.
on top of it.
And he's on top of it. What a bowl. What a bowl.
They were asking for the kill, but
I think they'll take the 1 when you're not...
The 1 inch away kind of works.
This is what we're just talking about. They can't afford to lose an end. So, you know, 1's better than being 2 down.
Not only that, the black bowl of Conor Maguire's is only just sitting on there.
Yeah.
And if they can sit that bowl into the ditch, they'll be holding 4.
They could draw inside that, I think.
I mean, Mark Casey will be wanting to put a second in the area to remove that risk of a number for Melbourne. He's on a wide track, fighting hard to get back in bounds, and I think he might just trickle into the pit here, and that's in the ditch.
Get to the white. Oh,
Oh, they're having that discussion about that black bowl, I think.
No change on the other rink yet.
No.
Still 2 to Melbourne, I think. Bushy's trying to change this. No, he's gone run through. They like where it's finished. Yeah, he's covered a big trail, but they only need a 3.
Nathan Wise playing the forehand, looking to land that black bowl of Connor Maguire's in the ditch. Since that bowl, they'll be making a number. That's Simon Cannington coming up into the area. That's another third. They've got shot and 3 thirds.
I mean, they're going to hold on that rink, aren't they? It's whether they can add another one. The real interest is...
Forget add another one. It's can they add another 4?
Well, I'm more looking at the next door rink, whether they can hold a 2 or 3 there. It's vital they hold those as well. Bushy's trying to draw a shot, and he's pretty much drawn shot. He's going to... Oh, he's sailed through a little bit. Oh, he's sailed through.
There is a massive decision being made on our streaming rink here right now. Curtis and Nathan finding the best way to sit that black bowl in.
And what will it make?
Melbourne have first shot, and they have 3 thirds.
Okay.
4 if he hangs around. Chance to make a 4 or 5.
Have they got to run up through the middle, up through the gap? Yeah.
Yeah, they can make contact there. But I think the better option is actually to play around with that black bowl being directly under the number, to be able to play around the tee and just sit it straight in themselves and stay.
They'd have to come through the other bowl, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's fine. That's their own bowl. It's Simon Cunnington's.
It's hard to see from our angle. Oh yeah, no, well, I like bowl onto bowl onto bowl up through there.
We do know that he's never shied away from that. I think the best chance of keeping the bowls on the green to score, though, is probably that other side, which is something that will be part of the consideration with the overall board at the moment. Curtis.
It depends. He got that bowl out.
Holding
that 3. I think he's going to wait and see. I mean, if they hold 3 there...
No, he's shaping up for
He's playing your shot. Yeah, he's playing your shot. He wants to keep those bowls on the green. We got the camera coming down. Oh, beautiful vision. Camera coming down. And oh, that's worth more now. Oh, is it?
No, it's just the one.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Just one. Kev's just run. Oh, he got the hurry up with the breeze. Where did that come from? My goodness. He had a good bowl there, Kev. And there's one to come. They're holding 3, and they just got 1 there. This is very interesting.
Are they holding 3 or are they holding 4? Is Robert Duty's teal bowl in as well?
Could be.
Blacks, the yellow and the teal.
It could be. They didn't give that much of an indication when he put that bowl down. It's not as short as you think, is it? It's probably this a big ad bowl.
Just so
Jack Wren is on the mat.
Just waiting on.
Everyone's waiting. Everyone's watching. He's playing backhand. He wants it to go. He wants it to run.
Simon Cunnington's been playing the backhand.
He needs it to run. He needs to run, and it has run enough. Now it's up to the big fella, Kevy Anderson. He's probably 3 or 4 down here. He's going to just draw the shot. Thanks very much. Just step on the mat. Let's just go. His white and green bowl going down. He's got fairly good weight. He's got a great bowl. He lands on the bowl. What a bowl. And he just lands on the 2 shots as you like it. That's what he gets. And he gets the shot. Melbourne gets 1. All right, well, Melbourne gets 1. They haven't lost any ends yet. So that's 26-18. I thought Kev drew the shot.
No, I think that yellow bowl of Andrew Brown's that he was resting in still stayed in for that one.
How cool customer was he? I mean, a 4 there, imagine that. Okay. There's only 4 in it.
That goes back to what we were talking about before. 1 shot per end plus 4. Needing to create that 4 on the last end here.
Yeah. Well, Simon's got the shot.
And Connor right on cue after a fantastic day of bowls.
It's been an extraordinary, just seesawing battle. It's nice we can chime in and help out the game. They were querying what the difference was. We're able to give them that. This is where Larry can stand up. This is the what he loves to do. Just slides through, but that second shot, getting harder to make a 4.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to take some dynamite drawing from here, or
well, he needs to
start looking at ways to potentially kill the end.
Yeah.
Again, it's that maturity and discipline that we've talked about from the Deer Park side, having been there a number of times before.
Melbourne have come at him and come at him and come at him, and Deer Park just keeps standing up.
Well, just to frame the head that way, Connor's got 2 bowls that have travelled past the jack. Larry's first bowl is behind. Knowing that to make a 4, you're probably going to have to move it.
I think Larry will get the kitty this time, will he? No, he's just another good bowl. Get through. And what are you thinking here?
At this stage,
Kill.
You can at this stage, there's four bowls for Melbourne to play, plus they're holding the shot. You can still frame it up to draw the shots and try and get them in there that way. And worst case scenario, you're at least building a target that makes it easier to kill off.
True. Yes, you've got to fatten the head, I think. His pace looks pretty. Got to get down. Got to get down. No, that doesn't help. He didn't. You got some news for us?
I'm just breaking the calculator out at the moment. Get the abacus working.
Because they are slightly behind us at MCC, so we've got a little bit up our sleeve there, a little bit of time. They were about 10 ends behind. Well, all players are...
For the MCC games, 2 Division 1 finals, winners of each matchup gets through to the Premier Reserve competition. With 4 ends to play, Layla leads Pakenham 80-71.
Wow, they've jumped ahead.
With 11 ends to play, Glenroy leads Middle Park 58-55. Probably the biggest margin of the day.
3 shots.
Yeah. Brenton Code in a good area.
Doesn't like it.
It's just turned on him early.
It's kind of...
It's where the jack's going.
You know, it's not... He hasn't fattened the head for a kill. That's
and
probably,
he's behind.
That's what they were talking about. They didn't want to make it easier to kill it. This is what Curtis will be trying to do, is fatten that head in some way, shape or form.
Ripping on that breeze now.
He's going to get a little ride. That doesn't help. I mean, if he had a draw on the shot there, a draw was on the card still.
Yep. And that's the thing. Back yourself to go to extra ends.
Oh, I just think you get Brendan Coates to draw this a foot and just take just about. They like it where it is, though. That's the problem.
Well, at this point, I'd be talking about blockers.
Yeah.
Put something up near the front and give them no chance to kill through a bare jack.
Because if they go for the kitty, they take the bowl out, they're 3 or 4 down.
If they go for the what?
The jack. I will not be silenced. Oh dear.
Yeah, nice and wide, away from it all. Smart bowls.
Yeah, why help them? They're good enough. They don't need help. Big Kev's on the other green, not even watching. Here he goes. He's up for it. That bowl on the line, Curtis's doesn't help. Can see it though, just see it. I don't know.
The question is there a grouping anywhere of Melbourne bowls that the jack could go to that Deer Park can't
Yeah, I
cover?
think out of bounds would be the best grouping.
I mean, if the jack moves forward a foot, then there's 3 of them there, but that still leaves them 1 shot shy.
Unless you bowl
out to the back right, there's
unless you hit got the kitty, hit the purple back onto the blue, and their bowl stops. There's 4 in front.
It's kill and only kill at this point.
I think so. Casey would just I reckon he'll try and get on the kitty.
Yeah, he's fattened that target. I'm not sure he'll be. Oh no, he hasn't. It's fallen over.
It's locked that has locked that bowl in of Casey's now. If he hits it, it's got to be the kitty. He can still get that bit of white. Watch this. Hold your breath. He's
close.
Oh,
caught the
what
shot.
a game! What a game!
2 shots to Deer Park. And what that means, Gus, is that next Sunday we've got a Premier League Grand Final matchup, a rematch of the great contest on Friday night between Yarraville, Footscray and Deer Park.
The best in the West.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be bringing our streaming to you for both the Premier Reserve and the Premier Finals on Sunday at Dandenong Club. As always, brought to you by our streaming partners, Dandenong Club and Moama. Thank you for coming down along today.
I'd like to thank Mooney Ponds too for hosting these finals. They have done a superb effort. Thank you, Mooney Ponds.
Thank you to Josh on the decks for the day, helping us with the streaming. John Roberts, our ITO,
all our
giving
ITOs.
us all our info throughout the day. And we'll see you soon on BVTV.
Thanks for watching. Another good game.